Hello, Philadelphia! I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
Good morning, everybody. I don't see anything on the screen. There you go. Make it big, would you? Welcome back, Phrase. There he is. Andrew's back.
Hey,
What's up, man? He's got the neck brace. Thanks to our friends at Rothman Orthopedics. He's got a new neck.
yeah, it's great.
Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning.
Good to have
Happy
you
to be
back,
back.
dude.
Yeah, man.
My man. Look at that. Andrew's back. Hello, VG. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning. Good morning.
What do you say, pal?
Ah, man.
This is the
Summertime,
Anthony Gargano
baby.
Show, brought to you by the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Yes, it is summertime, and it's baseball time. So let me ask you. At some point, we're going to be talking about TrueMark Financial Credit Union.
Yeah.
And the fine CEO of TrueMark Financial Credit Union, Kelly Baldy,
Nice.
great friend of the show.
Mm-hmm.
We were texting over the weekend about the Phillies. She's like, I don't understand why there is not a buzz in this town over the Phillies. They had a great week. I mean, I know they played Colorado, and Colorado stinks.
Yeah.
The A's aren't bad.
Colorado beat the Rockies like the day after they lost. They got swept by the Phils. I mean, they beat the Yankees.
I know. And the A's aren't bad. By the way, thrilling games, fun games.
Yeah.
I mean, they were great. Luzardo is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
bared down. A little rough
unbelievable.
when he first started, but then he bared
Yeah,
down.
and he struck out, what, 10?
Yeah.
I mean, he was out of his mind.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at this team.
9-1 their last 10.
I mean, you lost once with a trip. That's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Bombs away.
Yeah.
You play great ball. Now you come home. You got the Braves,
Mm-hmm.
and here you go.
Really stomp on the Braves. They're 8.5 out now. If they go home 10.5 out, that'd be nice.
I know. And tonight's a big deal because you face Strider making his second start back.
Not so great last time. 4 innings,
No,
4 runs.
He got beat up a little bit.
Yeah,
We'll see
let's
what
go.
happens. But you're right. Atlanta, 25 and 27.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Love the sound of that.
I know. The Phils, again, best record, 34 and 19. Mets and Dodgers both 33 and 21.
Mets hanging around. I mean, I was going to bring up the power rankings because we know who the frauds are with these power rankings. MLB, Phillies first. CBS, Phillies first. Fox, Phillies first. Sports Illustrated, Phillies first. USA Today second. I don't know who they're behind. And Bleacher Report.
By the way,
got the Phillies sixth. Bleacher Report. Yeah, they are out on me in baseball.
Who possibly could have ranked them? I don't know the baseball guy. We know the baseball guy at USA Today is a friend of the show.
Well, we might have to get him on. He's slighting us, Phils.
Who did he pick? You know?
I don't know. I just saw a compilation
Probably
of all the
Yankees.
rankings.
Yeah, probably the Yankees. But listen, they're just a really good team, man.
Yeah. I'm looking since May. Bohm's hitting 341. Turner's hitting 340. Marsh hitting 340. Cassie 272. Schwarber 271. That's almost a full month.
Turner,
almost a full month.
Turner's been the key to the whole thing, dude.
Mhm.
Turner,
you said that before
from
the season
beginning
started.
of the season that Turner had to be the engine.
Mm-hmm.
He had to roar the engine,
Yeah,
and he has.
Yeah, and he's been fantastic. The power's not what we thought we'd get, but still, he's on base. He's causing havoc. He's stealing. It is not Nightingale. It is USA Today's Jesse Yamtov, who's got the Dodgers #1. So we went to call Nightingale and straighten him out.
Yeah, I don't know why Bob's not doing the power. It's probably, the power rankings. Nobody really cares
He
because
can't be bothered with that.
Like I'll be honest with you.
Look at the records.
I thought it was the most idiotic thing in the world. Power rankings. I never look at them. You're obsessed with power rankings.
I want to know what the country thinks of us.
The country, some dude that nobody knows about.
Come on. I'm in this bubble.
All of it's
I'm
bogus.
in this bubble where everyone's not fired up. I'm fired up, so I want to see people fired up. And most of the people have them as the best team in baseball.
Dude, I don't get it. I don't get why people aren't excited over this team. Maybe it'll come. I guess.
Is it the same as with the Eagles with the way they finished last season? It's just got this hangover. Everyone's like, let's wait till October. But you're missing out on some fun baseball.
Well, that's the thing. I think that's a piece of it. I do believe that for some reason, I get it. Like, the endings were bad, right? Like,
yeah, not great.
You had the Houston World Series. Even that one, everybody thought we were winning. The way that thing was going, and it became like this abrupt stop, which the no-hitter, right? It was like, oh my God, they're going to lose the series. I thought that I swore we're having a parade, right?
Yes.
It felt like,
ready to go.
Wait, right? Like, I'm like, this. Remember the song and the Padres and Bryce hits the home run through the raindrops. I thought for sure that's a parade time. And then the Arizona one hurt. Like the Arizona one was like, what? They're going to lose both games at home?
They've all hurt.
Right?
That hurt. The next year hurt worse, I feel like.
The Mets?
Yeah,
nah.
Dude. Just losing to the Mets and the jump ball pitchers.
You're one game away from the World Series.
Dude, that hurt. I don't know. That hurt me more than the Arizona one.
Really?
Yeah.
No. I mean, losing to Arizona, I'm like, that's another one where I was counting chickens. Not counting chickens, but you get my point. I'm like, we're in the World Series.
Yeah, you think?
I forget now who made it from the American League that year.
Rangers.
Texas, right.
Yeah.
I remember talking about Texas Phillies.
Yeah.
Corey Seager, Semien. They would have smoked them.
Yep.
They had the older, like the fading stars, Verlander, DeGrom, and,
I think this year's like, we seen them hot in May. We seen them scorching hot in May. Let's see them in September, October. I mean, that's what I feel. That's the only reason you could be anti-Phillies right now. I'm not that you're anti, just that you're not excited.
I don't think they're anti-Phillies.
Yeah. I take that back.
I just don't think that everybody's like kerjazzled.
No.
Like, I'm curious to see what the chat says. Like if they got the fever yet.
Peeling onions, I think, is with us.
When do people get the fever?
Peeling onions, he's with me. He watches MLB Network to hear proper Phillies hype. Like when you watch the national people talk about the Phillies, they're a legit contender.
Yeah,
like they're right there with the Dodgers.
Well, exactly. Like, why wouldn't they be a legit contender?
I mean, the Dodgers have used like 13 starting pitchers so far. They're just riddled with injuries, and it's karma because they're circumventing the system. This is all deferred stuff. Keep doing it.
No, and there's something weird about that team. I don't trust. As great, all those injuries is one thing, and as great as Ohtani is, because he led off the game 2 games in a row.
2 games in a row, homers.
Home run.
Yeah, we see that. We can do that if we want to.
By the way, Turner, by the way, he's done it.
Yeah.
He did the other night. Led the game off in Oakland.
Yep.
With a home run.
Yeah, so we could do that. Big deal.
I don't know. I look at it and I just go, this team's a juggernaut. Like, they're starting pitching. Luzardo I love him.
Dude, they're starting.
I told you before, he's my favorite non-wheeler starter.
But when you think about the pitching they have, and we just had Abel come up, looked fantastic, and he's not even really sniffing. They got Painter coming. I mean, Abel's like 8th maybe on the starting pitching depth.
I talked to the skip. I said, how's it? I could see Painter. Yeah, I saw Painter. Looks good, Anthony. Looks good. Looks good. Yeah. Ball was moving. Yeah. He's got a good breaking stuff.
No, that's good. If he's got a good break. If he's throwing 98 with good breaking stuff, yeah, we're good with that.
He threw a lot more breaking stuff than I thought. I can do the show in Charlie's voice. He'll be up here this week. Anthony coming up. I'm going to Redden.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Going to see everybody.
All right.
Yeah. What do you say, Skip? You want to come to my Moscow's baseball tournament? Yeah. That sounds like a plan. Pick me up.
The Iron Pigs are on fire, too, by the way, Lehigh Valley. They're cruising in first place.
I know, man.
Nice combination of prospects and some savvy minor league veterans out there. Otto Kemp still bombing.
I like to see. I'm curious, though, you bring it up tonight because it's Strider and Ranger tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see what Ranger. You saw Acuña home run, hit a homer his first bat back from the injury.
Yeah, just ding him. Just hit him. First time, let's hit him. But it's nice because Swore is a little more crafty, savvy. Strider's more of a power guy. It's a nice matchup tonight.
But the The Strider, when I think of
Strider, I hate his look. Does he still have the mustache? I don't even know. I hate his look.
So when I think of Strider, I think of one moment. What do you think of?
I'm not with you here. I don't know. I don't have a
God.
a lot of herbs this weekend.
Oh my God! What is wrong with you?
Holiday weekend, man.
When you think of Strider, what do you think of?
That mustache. I hate him. What are we thinking of? Go ahead, Fraser. You got that grin. You got it. What do you think of?
Somebody?
I'm just listening.
Anybody?
You're on an island in this room, buddy.
Talk about
Joey's got no
rule,
chance.
no shot. And the interesting thing was, the moment I'm thinking of, I watched with his father.
Oh man!
At his house, in his bath.
Was he there?
No, he wasn't there. 3 non-sportsmen right here.
True.
My God.
Yes.
Friday afternoon, playoffs start. The great at bat against Strider. He comes out throwing 100. Boom, boom. Remember on short, came back from injury? You guys have no memory. What is wrong with you guys?
I got to double up the ginkgo biloba doses.
God. You guys don't remember
I
during
need
the run.
a visual cue. Fraser should have a visual cue for me by now. Where's the visual cue for this?
You didn't know. Fraser didn't know. Joey didn't know. You guys are the worst wingmen ever. My God.
That's never been said about me in my life. Take that
Love
back.
you. I love all 3 of you.
I'm a good wingman.
Love all 3 of you, but geez, you got no memory. Geez,
hey, it's not like the chat's been blowing. No one in the chat guessed either. They usually always try and beat me to it. No one in the chat mentions it.
The chat knows.
They didn't
know about that Friday afternoon, the playoffs.
Oh, now they probably know. Sure.
Of course they know. They remember that.
I slightly remember it now that you say it.
Remember, he made him work, kept fouling pitches off.
Futz knows 14 pitches.
Oh, thank you, Futz. I need Futz as my wingman.
There you go, Futz.
I got you guys.
Way to back us up, Futz.
Man, I got nothing. You guys don't remember anything. Uncle Frank, even I remember that.
Uncle Frank, he probably watched the game again. He never gets out of the house, Uncle Frank.
Yes, he does.
He's hanging out with that dog watching replays of Phillies games.
He's not. Listen, he's perpetually stoned with drinks and you name it. Uncle Frank.
What's he drink? Is he a beer or a liquor man?
Nah, he's a cocktail man.
Cocktail man?
Yeah, he's a cocktail guy.
Good.
You know, and then I think he's one of your people too. He's an herbsman.
Well, good.
So, or gummy. He's a gummy guy.
All right.
Whatever. He remembers.
All right.
He's 1,000 years old.
Well, hopefully we get a new,
Looks great,
new moment.
Frank.
Oh, does he?
Oh yeah, handsome fellow.
Oh yeah.
Looks like James Caan.
Yeah,
I seen him.
Yeah, he's been on a couple times.
James Caan. He looks like James Caan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Uncle
we see
Frank.
him.
He was a
driving
good
off the side of the
good
road.
basketball player back in his day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Play in the city. Like
I don't know where Delaware County.
All right.
Yeah. But I still can't believe you guys didn't remember that.
Mm-mm.
My God, so frustrating. All right.
I do remember that Reese Hoskins bat slam.
Yeah, man. It's all part of it.
So what do you think about there's grumblings. People want him back.
Reese?
Yeah.
I would take Reese back.
Throw him at first. Bryce goes back in the outfield.
I would take it in a second. I would do it in a second. Here's why. You need a right-handed power bat.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that Reese does well, and I always liked Reese. The thing that Reese does well is he takes pitches.
Sees a lot of pitches.
He does. He sees it. You put him in the middle. They still are a little bit out of whack, right?
Yeah,
balance-wise.
for sure.
So you get him your right-handed bat. Now, I mean, think about where you're at. If you added Reese to the mix,
mm-hmm.
you know,
batting like 6 maybe.
I mean, you know, the only problem is I don't know what you do with your outfield.
Well, Bryce have to play out there. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but Bryce and
Cassidy goes to left field.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, he likes it better than right. So you got. But listen, if you played it out like that,
right,
where you had Cassidy in left and Bryson in right,
mm-hmm.
I mean, with Reese, you're balanced.
And we could drop JT down like 8-hole maybe.
Yeah. Look how good you'd be.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be locked.
Mm-hmm.
You got
he frustrates people. There's a lot of people who get Bro is one of them.
Well, he went through
people.
that slump. That you remember that horrific slump he was in.
Yeah.
But again, with this lineup,
yeah, we don't need him to be who we needed him to be back 3 years ago.
Right.
We need him to be a complimentary guy with some power.
I mean, I'd be all about that. I'd be all over that. I think that'd be a great move.
Yeah.
Anyway, Braves Braves in town, and we can croak them. Phils can croak the Braves early.
They sure can.
They look. Listen. Now again, they could get hot, but they don't feel the same dangerous team.
And if they get tonight, because then you get Wheeler tomorrow, you get 2 up on these Braves. That's
Big.
all. 2 out of 3, I'm stoked.
Yeah.
3. Woo.
Yeah, no, listen. I know it's May, but it's a big deal. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think we should have the fever.
If they were,
we don't have the fever.
If they were the Braves right now, we'd be flipping out. Oh my God, it's getting late. It's already June. Now they're cruising. It's already almost June. They're cruising.
Yeah, we should.
They look great. They
but
need
I think
bullpen
it's
help,
to your point.
obviously.
I think it's to your point where you go, well, last year they had a great May. They're the monsters of May.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is.
Ain't nobody talking like that on the MLB Network.
No.
Nobody.
No. It is OTAs.
Yeah.
So Baldy will
go.
join us later. He'll talk about his adventure over the weekend.
Yeah.
With sharks.
Saw some of his footage.
Baldy swims with the sharks.
I think he's still got
shark,
I think he's still
too,
got
all sharks.
both arms and both legs, I think.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, all his
All
phalanges.
good. Yeah. In fact, my boy Boo said to me, he's Saturday night. He goes, yo, did you hear was Baldy all right? How was his shark adventure? Did he survive? So I texted him.
Yeah.
He sent me the video. He's like, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I sent Boo the video he sent me.
Nice.
Baldy's like a legend.
Oh, yeah, of course. I don't know how he doesn't have a TV show at this point.
He should.
So, like NFL Network, do a original program with Baldy, just doing wild stuff.
Listen, I've been saying this because of his travels for how long that we should do this. Yeah. I mean, we should do it at all.
He's like the Jock Bourdain. Have him just travel around.
Jock Bourdain, yes. He is the Jock. They tried to do that years ago. I pitched the show. I told you the story.
Yeah, I know about it.
International Sportsman.
Mm-hmm.
And they stole the idea. I made it to the top. It was like the last round.
Yeah.
And 2 to 3 executives greenlit the show, but the third was the big Mahaf.
Mm-hmm.
Gave me the thumbs down.
That's the worst kick in the gut.
And then 2 years later, my show that I created appears, and Dahani Jones
oh man, they really stuck it to you.
He's the host.
Hey, stuck it to you.
Dahani Jones.
Ooh, bow tie.
And he was terrible. I'm glad they got
terrible.
what they wanted. They deserved it. They got a failed show because Dahani was terrible.
Wow, yeah.
Terrible.
Come on.
I kept saying, though, you need like an author. You need a sports guy who's an author. Who's
An Italian from South Philly.
No. Not about that. You know what I'm saying. You needed that sort of thing to talk about the culture of sports.
Yes. Totally get it. I'm with you. But hey, OTAs, Eagles expecting full turnout today, right?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. Sometimes some guys don't come.
It's the Super Bowl, cuz everybody's all bored.
So me as the non-sportsman, I'm thinking we got 2 big issues we're looking at going into the season, and it starts now.
Issues?
Well, the edge rushers, they got to fill an edge rush, and they got to get the third cornerback. Is it going to be
2 big issues?
Is it going to be Ringo?
Are they Gringo?
Ringo. Stop.
What'd you say?
I said Ringo, dude.
Did he say Ringo or Gringo?
I did not say Gringo. I mean, I ate a lot of Mexican food this weekend, but I did not say Gringo.
No, seriously, I don't. I mean, I have.
Who's going to be the start edge rusher?
We'll see.
Yeah, it's where it starts, man. Right? I'm trying to get there with you. You're like, I'm okay with you. I'm amped up for the OTAs, and you're like,
OTAs aren't really about that. They're really about the kids. This is just.
Get some good 7-on-7s.
Camp is when you start looking at that sort of thing.
It starts in May, dude. It starts in May.
All right. Listen, I appreciate it. Nobody's more anti-basketball than you right now.
The Sixers have ruined me. And it's my favorite. Like, that's where I was good as a kid. I coach it. I'm all basketball, but
it was funny because I brought it up, and Devon's going to join us. Mm-hmm. And I brought up Paul George, Tobias Harris. Tobias took a shot, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I brought that up. I go, did you get that as a nug? Did you see that? When I saw it, and you get it, and you were like, no. And I was surprised because that's got VG nug written all over it.
I'll tell you why. Because I had the PG last week, and you seemed to it. So I was like, all right, maybe you're out on it.
This is it. This is the nug. That's Tobias. We'll start the first one. PG. Start with the PG one, Andrew, because Paul George is stuck in Eagles traffic.
Yes.
Right? And Paul George says, a fan screams at him and says, we could have kept Tobias if you're going to do this bleep.
Yeah.
So Tobias chimed in on Twitter, and Tobias said, after the parade, ... 4-27. He took a shot.
Here's the Paul George video.
I roll the window down. They like this. Yo, that's Paul George. Yo, that is Paul George. Said, yo, we could have kept Tobias. We could have kept Tobias. You gonna do this? Shout out TB. It ain't no joke at TB. It was funny, but it was like some shit you take to the heart. Like, you right. Facts. I got you.
That right there will wake your up, though. You probably woke up like, yo, what the I gotta be ready for this.
I got to the crib, found the closest basketball. Yo, let me get right.
For me, that was the beauty of playing in a big city. I know it ain't gonna keep me sharp no matter what. Like, I gotta stay sharp. I have to.
And then he comes back with a shot. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Paul George is not used to that stuff at all.
Nah.
Where he's played. So I think
First
that's
of all,
made his life miserable here.
He's in LA, right? He's an LA guy, SoCal guy, right? So the Eagles parade, he's probably like, he doesn't understand, like, Super Bowl, whatever.
Yeah.
He's not seeing this thing going, what in the world is this?
And he's not expected to take shrapnel.
Right.
It's
And
like,
then
all
they
right,
say, you stink, you Tobias.
And I think he may actually, if he's here, which I hope he's not, but if he is, I think he might have a decent season. The way he's been talking, like, we got in his head. The fans got in his head. The bad season got in his head a bit. He seems to have a little more pride.
I'd rather keep him
than
trade for this Durant trade, which I hate.
You rather Paul George, Kevin Durant. You rather Paul George in the 3 pick than Kevin Durant.
I don't want to trade the 3rd pick in the draft. I don't understand.
So you'd rather have Paul George and VJ Edgecombe instead of Kevin Durant.
I don't want Kevin Durant. I like KD, HOF. He's 36 years old.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I'm not trading the number 3 pick, whoever it is. I'm not trading it. It's an asset. Like, I'm not going to trade the asset just to get rid of a bad contract. I'm not doing it. I don't get it. In fact, it's been bothering me because I disagreed with. There's a lot of people who disagree. Yeah, it bothers me.
Memorial Day weekend, everyone's having a good time. And you're just bothered by this.
I'm bothered by it. In fact, my old buddy Chunis was pro trade the pick. Oh yeah, KD. I'm like, KD, what? Who else? Somebody else I was arguing with.
He's expiring though. I mean, you get the cap space.
For what?
I don't know who the free agents are.
Who cares about the free agents? Another failed free agent. Build through the draft. All right, let's take care of some business. So we'll talk to Devon coming up. Let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app brought to us by Parks Casino. The Brain will be joining us later on as he takes a look at all of the sports going on tonight. Phillies, where are they? They got to be.
I think they're a dog. They might be a dog tonight, I think.
What?
I'm trying to see.
A dog? Why would they be a dog?
Let me see.
They're not a dog. There's no way in the world they could be a dog.
I would think not.
Strider just got back.
All right.
He was not good in his first start.
Let me see.
They can't be a dog.
I need 3 seconds here. 1,000.
I'll say minus
2,
130. 135.
I mean, the Phils are minus 109.
Wow.
And the Braves are minus 107.
That's shocking to me.
Yeah.
That's shocking to me.
That's a lot of Strider love.
Yeah. Yeah, that's shocking to me. All right, check it out. To load up on the fightings tonight. The only thing that scares me is the first game back after a long trip.
Yeah. Memorial Day weekend.
Like you went all the way to the West Coast. You come back home, right? You relaxed yesterday with your family. Come back today. They could be loggy tonight.
They could be. Yeah, which is maybe Vegas got that. Strider's over under strikeouts is 6.5. Rangers is 5.5.
All right. Well, you can bet all that stuff, all the game, plus the Knicks Pacers, which game 3, Knicks come back and win the other night. You got that going on.
Don't forget about
Edmonton, the oil.
Where's my boy Shane Beavers, who's been harassing me all season about the Stars coming for the oil.
Yeah, the oil. looking to take a hold on that.
Heavy
They're up
favorites tonight.
2-1. We're
Oil's minus 167.
Wow. All right. So check it out on the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. There's always another way to win, like the casino. In fact, you get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down the first 24 hours. BetParks.com has all the details. Live online blackjack, live dealer blackjack, roulette, craps, you name it. All the hot online slots right there on your phone. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. You got to be 21. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, let's talk about Empire today and some good flooring because
Empire
today, every house, every room starts with a good floor. And just like your favorite team needs a home court field ice advantage, your home needs a proper home floor advantage. At Empire Today, they can help you get it. Empire Today, they got flooring experts, dedicated flooring professionals that live and breathe, and all they do is flooring. It's not like going to those bigger box stores where if you can find someone to help you in flooring, they don't know what they're doing because they're barely in flooring. Sometimes they're in flooring, sometimes they're in lumber, sometimes they're in plumbing, sometimes they're in electricity. And, you don't feel safe. You don't feel comfortable. Empire Today, like I said, they live and breathe flooring. That's all they do. They'll be with you every step of the way, making it a whole new game. And they also bring their virtual showroom designer on a laptop. They take a couple pictures of the room that you want your flooring in, pick out some flooring samples, and you can see what it looks like right in your own room. So you don't have to, there's no guesswork at all. And with Empire Today, you get clear upfront pricing. And check this out. You can also schedule installation as soon as the next day if your flooring is in stock, which is unheard of. Not that it's in stock is unheard of, that they can install the next day because the big box stores don't even come close to that. So schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are better at home. PHLY listeners, you can receive a $350 discount using the promo code PHLY. That's right, $350 discount just with the code PHLY. Easy. Restrictions apply. Visit Empire Today/PHLY for full details and go talk to our friends at Empire Today.
All right. Now, joining us from the All PHLY Sixers show. Oh, man, we love him. Devon Givens. What's up, baby?
Yo, Devon.
Morning. What's going on?
Good win by Cousin. And the Knicks that down 20, coming back, fought all the way back.
Needed that one badly. Otherwise, we'd be talking about them down 3-0. So, needed that one badly to get themselves back in it. So at this point, take it one game at a time, and they gave themselves a chance now to go out there, which is tonight at 8:00. Try to even the series, come back, make it a 3-game series. You come home for game 5. You got a game 7 on your floor as well, unless you just simply win 4 straight, right, Ant? So they won 4 straight at multiple times this year. They weren't in the playoffs, but they won 4 straight. So hopefully they can get things together, man.
Yeah, it was fascinating too. It was a great game because Brunson's in foul trouble, Cat's in foul trouble, and then Cat awakens in a big way. He goes that third quarter, he goes off. It looked like Indiana was going to run away with it, like numerous times. It felt that way. And then third quarter, they go on that run, and Cat was out of his mind.
Yeah, I give him props because, like you said, he was in foul trouble, so he was still doing all of that while being aggressive with the fouls still on his shoulders, right? That he couldn't pick up that next one, couldn't pick up the 6th one either. And he was finding a way to get it done. You look at what he's done. Of course, he can shoot the basketball. We all know that. But the other point is that, look, man, you're still 7 foot, and you still have an advantage against them. As good as Miles Turner is defensively, they're bringing in Tony Bradley to try to slow things down as well. You got to take advantage of that. And there were times where Siakam was on him, switch, and he still did what he was supposed to do, getting to the basket and finishing at the rim, getting to the free throw line, imposing his will. And that's what he did. And I hope that he continues to do that tonight. I hope he finds a way to do that tonight while still mixing in the outside shooting that we know he can, again, take advantage of because he is that good of a shooter. Also have to give credit to Deuce McBride, DeLon Wright, Landry Shamet. Those guys came in.
He picked up 3 quick ones, and then he made a couple big plays towards. In fact, down the stretch, he was slow to bring back Brunson because McBride was playing well.
Right, yeah. So you had to leave the not necessarily the hot hand, but just more of the really good decision making and his defense. He was playing some pretty good defense against Indiana. So Yeah, man. Everybody chipped in. Everybody had a hand in that one, and they had to have a clean game in that second half to find a way to come back in, and they pretty much did. So, got the W. It was a close one at the end. And this series just has been amazing, man. I mean, losing game one, of course, it was devastating to see how things played out, getting it overtime. Tyrese Halliburton hitting that shot. Second game, Knicks also had another shot, but I think like 5 points, man, separate them, the three teams in the three games, and that's a good series. That's a good
Yeah.
series so far. So, like we talked about in round two, man, not sure if they would get past Boston. They did, and they're here. So take it one game at a time now after you drop those first two and see if you can climb your way back into it.
I'll tell you, I've enjoyed the playoffs. I've enjoyed it.
Good.
Yeah.
Nah, because I remember when I was sitting in for VG that one time, we were talking about it, and the first round, you didn't like how things were playing out. So since then, things have really been fun.
Well, and I love OKC too. Like I love SGA.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
because SGA is not about threes, right? I mean, it's step back, it's mid range, drive to the hole, get to the line. Like I just love his game, right? Like, and I like that team. I like that OKC team. They've been
too.
fun.
I do too, but I thought Minnesota had a missed opportunity last night. They should have. I don't know if Anthony Edwards plays a normal game and Julius Randle gives you double figure scoring in just 10. He only finished with 5 last night after having a great playoffs. They probably win that game. And they
That's
didn't.
2 times
So,
he was benched earlier in the series. Remember, they benched him. I think, dude, they just don't have enough. He needs Ant-Man needs somebody else.
yeah, but they got him this far, and what they've been doing, even against this team. Nobody has beaten them the way that they did. And I know Denver took them to this game 7, but blowing OKC out the way that they did in the last game, beating them by 30 points, whatever it was, and climbing their way back into the game last night as well. And a lot of it was not because of Anthony Edwards or Julius Randle. It was the supporting cast. So they don't have enough. But those two didn't come up big in a spot to even the series up, and again force it into a game 5 where they have to go back to OKC, where you make it into a 3-game series at that point. So maybe there is something else missing. But I thought DiVincenzo came up big. Alexander Walker came up big as well, and you got the contribution.
Gobert actually been playing. Gobert's playing well.
Right. Yeah. He played. He didn't play well in the first 2 games on the road. Came back home and played pretty well.
2 games.
Just like role players typically do. You play well on your home floor. So a little disappointed in how those two played last night after how good they have been in the postseason so far.
Yeah, I think one of the issues is it's about depth too, right? Like Indiana's got depth. It's one reason why they're tough to beat. OKC's the deepest team in the league. And that, I'll ask you, when it comes to roster building and team building, let's bring it back full circle to the Sixers. It was Kevin Nagandi who I was arguing with.
Yeah,
because Kevin and I were arguing over the whole KD trade, and with that, I don't want anything to do with that. I mean, you're going to trade the number 3 pick just to get rid of Paul George's contract? I just don't want to do it.
No, but it's something that we talked about that too. And as much as I love Kevin Durant, I think I might be the biggest defender of the man in the city because of how his career is going. But even I know that I'm not giving up the number 3 pick. It's one thing if you had to include Jared McCain, that's one thing. But I'm not including the number 3 overall pick for Kevin Durant, so I wouldn't do that. But the roster building, I agree with you. They need some depth. Daryl Morey has talked about the 25 and under with some athleticism, some length out there on the floor, some size that you see in all these other players. As the example, Oklahoma City, Indiana, where they are so versatile, where they can mix and match certain things when they have these different lineups out there on the floor. And what do the Sixers have? They have veterans when it comes to now guys that are going to opt in, and Eric Gordon and Andre Drummond. That's part of your rotation right now, and that's not going to help you win next season. They have to get younger. They have to get more athletic. And that's something that needs to be a focal point of the offseason outside of the number 3 overall pick. They need to make sure that 35 overall pick, whether it's using that pick as a player that's an extension of the first round, or simply trading back into the back end of the first round to get some young legs on this basketball team to help out. So it's important. And even trying to find a way to get a sneaky trade, maybe that they don't have a lot of really opportunities this offseason, not like last offseason, but he has to get creative of how he goes out there and maybe acquire someone who is on another roster and that is not necessarily in a good spot for himself, and the team is not a good spot with that player, whether it's a cap situation or the guy's just falling out of the rotation, money wise doesn't fit for where they are right now, but could take back, let's say, Kelly Oubre or Andre Drummond's expiring contract or something along those lines. So the Sixers certainly do need depth. We know what the top, let's say, 3 are, of course, but then you include McCain. If they do bring Grimes back, that's 6 players right there. And if Kelly Oubre is still on the team, that's 7. From there, you have Bona, Edwards, and the other 2 veterans that we're talking about. So you have to have somebody that can come in here and play. They do need more depth. And Maury pointed it out again one more time, that he did a bad job once the players went down, let's say Embiid specifically, and George for how he missed the time, that he didn't have enough on the roster to keep their head above water during that time.
I don't think that was a mystery, right? Going into it, like you put the roster together in one summer.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean, I was wrong because I thought they did have some pretty good pieces. So I'll sit there and say that I bought into it because I thought they were good enough with the mixture of.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Listen, you weren't wrong. I mean, Embiid just couldn't play.
Sure.
Without Embiid, it's impossible to judge anything. I mean, honestly, it's the whole thing. It always goes back to Embiid because when you take him away from the equation, it's a house of cards that just falls in.
It is. It really is. And how do they get that better? It starts with him playing, 55, 60 games. And then Paul George making sure that he plays that 60 to 65 to help you with your record during the regular season, building that chemistry, building that continuity that we've talked about, where that's not a problem this upcoming season. And then you include this young player, whoever he might be, whether it's 3, 5, 7, 8, whatever number that they select that player can also come in. And while he may not make a big contribution, just some small contributions. Look at how Shannon Jr. comes into the game last night, right? Or not even just last night, but he did it in game 3 also, where he comes in, man, as a late first-round pick. Even though he's an older player, it was a player that they needed to inject some energy.
And he was fearless, too. The fact that he's an older
100%.
player, he's got no issue coming in, firing threes, and making them.
Right. Yeah. But when we're talking about a number 3 overall pick potentially, you would think that player can at least, do something in a situation where he plays a full 82-game season, figures out what his role is. Once you get to the postseason, he's not going to start, but he's going to come off the bench, maybe give you a good injection with 10 minutes off the bench where the coach maybe sees fit, and that's where they have to hit right on this particular pick.
So what do you do? All right, because how do you look at it? I have a bad attitude with them. I really do. I know. They just Maury is a hate the face for me, right?
Yeah.
The whole thing. Elton. I like these guys, but I'm just over it. If I feel like it's 40 years of just false bad decisions and just false messiahs, and I'm just over it. I just feel defeated.
Well, I'm not over it. I'm staring it right in the face, man, and I'm like, all right.
God bless you.
How do you fix this? How do you fix this, man? Because, as you said, the history is what the history is. They've created their own history in the more recent history, of course, of how they haven't gotten it
just
done.
one mistake after another.
After another. I know.
It's like you just getting drilled, punched in the face over and over and over again.
I know.
I'm like, no mas.
And does history say that it's just going to happen one more time? You get the number 3 overall pick, and you mess this one up.
Yeah, because either they'll bleep it up, or we know it. I mean, I don't have any faith in Joe. I mean, his health. I mean, I think it'd be foolish to have faith. Like now you're kidding yourself to think that he could come back and play in the rigors of a playoffs.
Right. And the only thing is to, like you talked about when I was with you, giving up on him now and deciding to take less because of what we saw last season, and not believing that he's going to come back and be a playoff performer anymore, and kind of starting over for whatever that looks like with this team under this regime that's not going anywhere if they decide to do so. So yeah, man, I mean, there's not a lot to be happy about. They do get the number 3 pick, so it's something to at least just fingers crossed, hope that they get it right, and hope that his knee or knees can hold up when he bounces back this season, if he can bounce back this season. That's all you have, man. You just have hope. And
I know. I'm looking at VG. VG's face. He's like
shaking his head. I bet.
And VG's face is like
I think back to the old. I saw the English guy at the Premier League at the Black Sheep on a morning when he's talking about whatever team, Man U. He's like, it's the hope that kills us, boys. Yeah,
I know.
We have barely any hope, but I mean, the hope's just been killed. I do feel a little better about myself because I bought in. I don't know if I was just trying to convince myself this season that Morey put together a good roster. The fact that you actually bought in as well, Devon, I feel much better about myself.
Well, remember, we were all there. We did the W's and L's messing around.
Do you think Paul George comes back this year and is adequate?
I do, because I don't think he just fell off a cliff this year. I mean, the knee injury wasn't nothing, and it was a hyperextension. It was a real injury. That was a back-to-back thing. That was disappointing to see when he came back and he got out there for the 42 games and how he played, or the 41 games and how he played. But I don't think he's that bad. Now, what is good though? I don't really know. We saw flashes of it. We saw some 27, 30-point games that he looked really good. Some across the board stat line games where he was facilitating, he was rebounding, he was defensively engaging, and the player that you thought he was going to be as a complementary player to both Maxey and Embiid. The problem was, more often than not, he was on the floor having to raise a level next to Maxey, and he wasn't good enough next to him, and he was still just battling through that knee injury. So it wasn't nothing, and it's not an excuse. It was real, but he was out there and he didn't play well enough. And then the finger injury came, and that was that. And the season was already in the dumps at that point. So, is he better? I think he's better.
No, he had said. He said on the podcast that his knee injury turned into a quad injury, and then he had the finger injury.
Yeah,
I gotta believe he could put up 16 to 18 this season coming up.
I believe that. Yeah. Now, does everybody else, starting with Joel, do his job?
I'm thinking about adopting a new team. I'm thinking about just turning my back on that squad, man. I gotta tell you, I'm in a bad way, dude.
That is a bad way to hear you say you're gonna Mr. 4 for 4. You don't.
Well, I can't actually root for another team, but I could actually just be a watcher of basketball without any kind of
rooting interest.
Yes.
Well, we need Josh Harris to move the team. And then we get the Supersonics, the Philly Supersonics. Yes.
Sonic.
Yeah. No thanks. I'm good on that.
What
send the Pelicans to Seattle.
Right now, would you take an expansion team, fresh start, called the Sonics, or would you stick with the Sixers?
I've seen the expansion team already. That was the rebuild when Sam Hinkie took over. I don't want to do that again.
Well, you'd rather do this? This is like
torture.
Stub your toe. Like every 5 minutes.
And what was that? That wasn't fun. Even with a goal in mind.
More hope.
There was hope at least.
Yeah, more hope.
Well, then these dudes need to figure out and make sure that we don't have to go through that and have these kind of conversations.
I know.
Figure it out and get it right.
I know. I hear you. My brother. Listen.
Always good to see you.
Always good to see you. Do you have the Phillies fever?
I do.
Nice.
I do.
Let me ask you. Do you sense people having the fever?
Not yet, because they're still still disappointed in individual players where they haven't started off the season well enough to feel good about it. The Alvarado thing doesn't help. And while the wins are there and they're still sitting atop, you know, the NL East and sitting atop the National League in general, the way that they're playing, there's still that critique every game, right? And even when they lose and finally snap the winning streak, that people are ticked off at it of how it happened because it was a close game. But that's just the nature of the sport. So yeah, I have the fever. I think people do have the fever, but I also feel like everybody needs to be hitting 300, right? And they're not. Or
they're playing well. Like
I know.
Turner's been awesome. There hasn't been any underachieving. Like, you know, Bohm's come alive a little bit.
JT stinks.
Well, he's older, and you know, at some point we expected him to finally start to dip off a little bit. He is fine. He's fine.
He's
fine.
not fine.
He's fine.
He's a real problem.
He's not a real problem, and he's still a good catcher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a two-way anymore like he was.
How many great hitting catchers?
I'd rather have Keith Moreland right now. Right now, 70-year-old Keith Moreland.
Gus, come on.
Yeah.
Got a bad attitude. He does. let me quiz you.
All right.
A Phillies quiz. Strider's pitching tonight.
Mm-hmm.
When you think of when you think of Strider, Phillies, what do you think of?
First, the mustache.
Yes, in your face, your face.
What else?
That's it.
What else?
Then they just rock him in the playoffs, in the postseason. And that's what I think.
I got close to your starter bat. This is a good sportsman right here. He knows it's the mustache. The mustache.
Well, I mean,
sportsman.
Yes.
It was the starter bat, and everybody's going crazy. It was a Friday afternoon, and that at bat
he don't remember either.
He does remember it.
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes,
just because you don't remember anything, I love you in your face.
Yeah, man.
I got no wingman, Devon. Why don't you just come and hang with me? I got Phrase. You know, God bless him. He's talking Liverpool. I got the burnout, and then I got Joey, who just cares about skateboarding.
Skateboarding and ordering coffee and not asking us if we want anything. Yeah.
Chasing girls. Yeah. That's all he cares about. Thanks, brother. I love you, man.
Hey, good to see you guys, man.
There he is. All right. We're going to talk about TrueMark.
Yeah, let's
Kelly,
do it.
Let's
talk some HELOC stuff. TrueMark Financial Credit Union. Hey, it's May, and it's HELOC month there. HELOC. So if you're working from home, it's time to stop calling plays from the couch. With a TrueMark Financial HELOC Select, you can tap into your home's equity, finally upgrade the home office, build out a better space, a deck, finish some projects you've been putting off, or do that man cave you've been waiting for. With a HELOC Selected TrueMark Financial, you get a great low rate, you get flexible access so you can pull it out all the funds at once, or, take it when you need it. Lower rates than most personal loans, and there's no penalty if you pay it off early, which is super cool. Visit TrueMark.com/PHLY to apply and turn your work from home game into a winning play. Use that equity. Terms and conditions apply. Visit TrueMark.com/HELOC, HELOC, for details. Are federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender, NMLS 404938. TrueMark.com/PHLY.
All right, let's talk about Parks Casino, Street Road, Bend, Salem, Mecca for summer entertainment. That's right, summer 2025 is upon us after the great Memorial Day weekend. Just announced at the Excite Center, Kansas, October 4th.
Carry on your wayward son. Man. Dude, my allergies are crushing. My throat is so sore. My allergies are just crushing.
That crack.
There'll be dreams when you are done.
All right, comedian Joey Diaz, August 23rd. Parks Casino, our casino of choice. Have it all: action, excitement, headline entertainment, thousands of hot slots, state-of-the-art sports book, beautiful poker room, all-weather beer garden, collection of award-winning restaurants. Parks Casino, this is how you win. Tickets also on sale for these headliners coming up in a couple days. That's right. Ashley McBride.
I never wanted to be that girl. I never wanted to hate myself.
How about June 6th, Taj Mahal kept
Oh, woke up this morning, mama. Had them Salisbury blues. Statesboro, Georgia, that is.
All right, July 3rd, Frage.
Here
Gary
come
Clark.
old flat top, he come grooving up slowly.
Hey, wow, he can still move his head.
He was great,
He
man.
can still move his head.
Very limited, but
July
yes.
3rd, Gary Clark. July 12th, comedian Mark Norman. July 18th, KC, the Sunshine Band.
I'm your boogeyman.
Man, I'm your boogeyman. Turn me on.
I'm boogeyman.
September 6th, UB40.
Red wine.
September 20th, Pink Floyd, Australian Pink Floyd.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain.
November 15th, Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers. That's right, that Bill Murray, a night of blues and old-time rock and roll.
His Blood Brothers.
Yeah, that's right. Don't forget dinner and drinks for the show, Libertyville Gastro Pub and Beer Garden, Parksville Steakhouse, Bamboo Noodle House, Chickies and Pete's, ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Parks Casino, this is how you win. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, now, joining us, courtesy of the great people at Parks Casino, the Brain.
Brain. Red, the Brain Feinberg.
La Brain, how are you?
Good morning, man. Good, man. Watched Mission Impossible 12 last night or whatever it was. Had a good time watching that.
Rented it?
No, it came out in the movies.
Oh, you went to the movies?
It was in.
Yeah, he implied that
Yeah,
he watched
it was
it
the last.
at home,
Yeah.
Nick, the
Who goes to
latest
the
Tom
movie that
Cruise.
says I watched it last night? You went to see it.
Yeah, I would think you go, I went to the movies.
Yeah, I watched it. It sounded like
Yeah.
you had a bootleg copy or something.
Yeah, that's what you felt like you were at home. That's why I was like, I didn't know you could play.
Yeah,
No,
I thought
I'm
right now
sorry.
you can stream
I'm
anything.
with you 100%.
Yeah, I apologize. Bad terminology by me. No, I
it's
went
not-
to the movies last
We're
night.
not looking for an apology.
Nothing to apologize about. I'm just curious. What's your review?
I mean, it was long. It was long.
Almost 3 hours.
I liked it. It was entertaining. But it was very long. I mean, the older I get, the less attention span I have for long movies. I don't know
Yes,
why.
Brain. Yes.
Oh,
Talking to the right people.
Another one.
You're
These
surrounded by
guys.
all your favorite people today, Ed.
Come on.
We want movies under 2 hours, right, Brain?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
I see the look of disgust in Anthony's face. I feel
He likes
I feel like
5-hour
a kid
epics.
who like disappointed his dad. I feel actually sad now. I'm sorry.
You're on
let
the
me
right.
down.
You're on
I
the
take
right
it
team.
back.
You're on the good guys team, Brain.
The illiterate team.
Now let me make something
Bad
clear.
team,
If
bad
it's a movie
team.
like The
we're not
Godfather,
reading, we're watching. Not
Still,
literally.
it's still not literary.
if it's like a movie like The Godfather, Anthony, I love it. But something like that, it's
No,
a classic.
you don't understand, Brain. VG and I argue constantly about length of film and storytelling. So
Well, yeah, you are a storyteller.
we argue all the time. He and I argue about everything.
He's a better storyteller than 90% of the filmmakers. That's the problem. The filmmakers aren't that good storytellers, so the movies are too long. They drag on.
Anyway.
And Brain, I think you're like my age. So we're the younger generation, you and I. We got short attention spans. We're MTV, music videos. You know, he's an old head over here.
We're the same age. What are you talking about?
You're like 12 months.
Yeah,
11
exactly.
months older than me.
I'm younger
11
than
months
you.
older than you,
I'm
huh?
younger than you, and I like longer movies.
Yeah, you also like soccer. I mean, come on.
Okay.
Oh, man. It's just
What a dig.
We are just battling.
It's good to have you back, Frage.
Happy to be back.
I got to tell you guys, I heard you just say soccer. It's funny. My son, Carson, he was just he's in Portugal on like a program over the summer or whatnot. Good to be young again. Good to be a kid. But anyway, he told me, guys, it's funny. He went to it was called like the Portugal Cup. He said, and kid's been spoiled beyond belief. I've taken him to every freaking sporting event under the sun. He's been to 100 great sporting events. He said, bar none, best sporting event he's ever been to. He said the crowd was like something that he's never seen before in his life. A zillion times better than anything in the United States.
Yeah, I'm all about the cup
The
games.
passion
It's
was
Frazier
Well-
likes all these little league games that go on all over the place.
Well, it
He
really
said the
is.
passion was like nothing else he's ever
Yeah,
seen.
it's amazing.
He said it was
What
absolutely
excites me
incredible.
about the World Cup coming to
Yes,
Philadelphia.
the cup I'm in on.
Like
That's
it's going to be amazing. But you're right. Like to sit in the stadium and watch those people, it's another world, man.
Yeah, he said it's like he sent me videos, man. There was flares going. I mean, it was. He said he was wearing a jersey, one of the other teams. I actually told him I'm not. I go, take that you know what off. And sure enough, he said he was about to be attacked. I go, I go, you can't do that when you go to these places, man, because it's not like a joke. It's not like it's not a joke. I mean.
So why he
guys,
wore
I mean, you don't do that.
The enemy jersey?
He didn't know. He got confused. Freaking, he bought the right. He thought it was the home game for the wrong team or whatever. So he was sitting in the wrong section. That's what it was a neutral field game.
Right.
But there was half the people sat on one side, half sat on the other.
Yeah.
So he sat on the wrong side, and and it got so. I go, I mean, you can't do that.
Well, they separate the fans.
Again, this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's people. We don't understand it. We as crazy as we are in Philadelphia, we're civil.
Yeah,
Eagles, Cowboys. It's civil compared.
He said this was like
in Europe. Yeah,
there was flares, fights every 2 seconds. But he said it was the most exciting atmosphere he's ever seen. He goes, it was like being in Gladiator, like life and death. He said it was unbelievable. Just the intensity was like nothing else he'd ever witnessed.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
All right, Brain, what'd you think of the sports weekend?
It's interesting. Look, we got a big blowout on Game 3 of OKC, and then last night that was a huge game where it was close, could have gone either way. It's one of those games. It's interesting. Every time OKC would pull out, it was like a magnet, right? Yeah. It was like every single time the league got like this, a magnet would just pull it back like this. And they just, what's interesting? Every role player for Minnesota played on a scale of 1 to 10 to 12. Okay. Nickeil Alexander-Walker was brilliant. DiVincenzo was brilliant. They've gotten some decent play out of Shannon. It's funny, that guy I always thought in college was like an incredible scorer. I always thought if he was on a bad team like the Wizards would average 25. Their bench played well, but Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle, Anthony Edwards, you never expect to not be great. He score 15 last night?
Yeah.
And Randle had a complete.
He just doesn't have enough. You don't have enough to dominate the. It's too easy to double him, to run at him.
Look, I think he's a brilliant player. I think he's absolutely incredible, Edwards. I'm a huge fan of his, but they just didn't have quite enough SGA. Look, that was the first game where you really saw SGA and Jalen Williams really go off.
But they're running at SGA, right? He's got Williams. Yes. He's got Holmgren, right? He's got other options. Well,
that's why they won 65 games.
All right,
or 68 games.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's why they were a 5-1 favorite to win the series.
Yeah,
or whatever it was. It was because they are the better team. But it's funny. Like when you're the inferior team, when there's a close game, those are the games. Look, when you win by 50, I could have coached the game, right? But when it's a 50-50 game, it can go either way. You have to win those games when you're the inferior team. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. They lost it. It's a wrap.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And then the Knicks game, which I'm looking forward to tonight. Look, I give the Knicks credit. Down 2-0, down 10 points, 10-3. Indiana, for me, just looks like the life of me, like just the better team. Brunson has 5 fouls. And a guy who I always thought was kind of really, I'll be honest, maybe because Embiid just always owned him, but Towns was a guy to me, was that guy that I, like the opposite of Derek Jeter. Like, he was the guy I would always make fun of, like in a big spot, like, all right, yeah, good luck with that. And give him credit. I always give credit where credit's due. He had his best quarter, maybe of his career, right? I don't think it's an exaggeration. And they got it done. Give them credit. They battled and showed great mental fortitude. Josh Hart, again, he didn't whine, he didn't bitch, he got benched. He just played great defense and rebounded the heck out of the ball and played gritty again. And so I give them credit. I think Indiana's better, though. And that's going to be one of my picks today. I think Indiana's the better team. The more I've watched every second of this series, I just think they're the better team. We'll see how it plays out.
They stopped running their offense. And Siakam,
It's like the LA Kings Edmonton Oilers thing.
yeah,
Sometimes when you get these leads, Anthony, like
Yeah.
you change subconsciously or whatever it is.
yeah.
Right?
No, you're right on. You're right on. All right, boys. So let's recap. Brain, where do you stand right now? And the great
Yeah, it's
challenge?
funny. Yesterday would have been a good day to be on the air. I was upset. I forgot we weren't on the air yesterday, and I had a bad Friday. We're 59 and 55, but I have a 7-pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7-pack today. We're gonna go 5 and 2.
What do you got?
I'm at 34 and 30.
Wow. It's a barn burner,
Yeah.
man.
I may have.
It's
We
a
got
barn
a better
burner.
percentage.
That's amazing. All right. Well, you're both 4 games over
You want to
5.
start out,
points.
BG?
Well, true. Huh?
You want to start out, buddy?
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I know you're a big Flaherty guy. Detroit's playing well. Webb's on the mound for the Giants. He's decent, but these two teams, I like the lineups. I'm gonna go over 7 runs tonight.
I almost went under, but I didn't play it. But I lean the other way because you're right. I do like Flaherty. I do like Webb, but I couldn't quite get there. But you're right. I do think Flaherty's the guy I trust least of the two in that one. That's why I couldn't quite get there. I could see Giants scoring 5 runs there. I'm going to start with the Pacers. -2 points, guys. I think they're the better team. Now, Neesmith to me is a huge thing. From what I understand, he's going to play.
Yeah. He came back.
Yeah, and again, I think he's good. You think he's good, but I think the Pacers are better. Maybe I'm wrong. Look, as you said, Anthony, you always talk about matchups. Just by watching the games,
I agree with you.
I just have more confidence in Indiana.
I agree.
I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. That'll be my first one.
I agree.
I'm going to fade your favorite team, the Orioles, tonight. I'm going to grab the Cards. Are playing well.
There you go.
Cards -110.
There you go. Love it. I'm going to give you. I got 1, 2, 6 baseball plays. I'll start off with the props. I'm going to start off with Spencer Strider, under 2.5 runs. Now, I think the Phillies are great.
Brain.
I think the Phillies are great, but Strider just coming back. And I'm assuming he hasn't lost his skill set. This guy has been one of the best pitchers in baseball when he was healthy. I'm not expecting a ton of innings. That's a big part of the handicap. I'm thinking he's going to go 5 innings. If he goes 5 innings, there's a better chance he goes up 0, 1, or 2, or 3 plus. I have to say it's 0, 1, or 2 because I'm not expecting a typical 6 or 7 innings game from Strider.
The guy just gave up 4 runs in 4 innings against the Nationals.
I understand that. I mean, let me ask you a question. You guys?
No, I don't want to be asked the question, Brain. It's Phillies. Take your Strider bait, get out of here.
Do you remember when Steve Young and the 49ers played the Eagles? The headline of the Daily News was 40-8ers. The Eagles won 40-8. Then they didn't lose another game and they won the Super Bowl. Well, they lost the Eagles 40-8, so they stink. They won 15 straight games. The Eagles lost to Tampa Bay in week 3, and then they won 14 straight games.
You're talking football, bro.
You just based everything on one game.
You're talking football.
What's that?
You're talking football. We're talking baseball.
Okay. Okay, I'll talk basketball. The Timberwolves won by 40 against OKC. Then the game before they lost by 30.
All right.
Come on,
it's a baseball
better than
bet,
that.
All right, so you got Strider.
Phillies lost to Oakland last year by 20 runs.
All right. You living in the past, bro. Last year.
Love you, man.
VG's the greatest needler. He is the needler. This is welcome to my world, Brain. I get needler.
Yeah, that
every
was
day.
great. Hey, listen, man. I always say you got an answer, man. It's like, you always got an answer for everything.
He does.
I love it.
Burnout's got an answer. What do you got?
He does.
But
anyway,
I'm going with my
under
pick,
2.5
man.
runs.
We got the Rockies. They're playing the Cubs are mashing the ball with a 93-run differential. Give me the Cubs -1.5. That's at -134. It feels like I'm stealing.
I got a buddy of mine. This was about one of my betting partners. I want to say it was about 16 games ago. He started betting big money. He's like, he goes, Brad, and I want you to join me. And I didn't. He's like, I'm going to bet big money every single game against the Rockies. He goes, this team is historically bad. They're still not pricing it right. And I think he's 14-2, betting huge money. Now he's lost in his 2 losses about 5 units, but in the 14 wins, he's up about 9 units. And the Phillies every single day they swept them. He's like he had them yesterday against the Cubs. He's just taking the money line. He's laying like the high 2s. He's like, this team cannot win, especially against a good team. And so far it's been I can't argue that. And I cannot argue that the Cubs score a lot. I'm gonna go with that was the first one. I'm gonna go with Carlos Rondon, guy who was, I think, pitching quite well this year. Over 17 and a half outs, 8-2, going against an Angels team doesn't scare me. Only concern, he may throw so many pitches with the strikeouts that he doesn't get there, but I don't think he's going to get there based on not being effective. But I say he gets to 6 innings and he'll probably get 100 pitches. I think he gets there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll get by 3.
That's your 3. All right. What else you got, Brain?
All right, I'll run these up. We're going to do Arizona Diamondbacks. We got an elite pitcher. Corbin Burns has actually pitched quite well. I give him credit.
Yes.
I didn't know he was going to be this. I mean, he's always been good, but thought maybe he was, because his K rate had gone down, he wouldn't be elite still. But he's been pitching incredible. He's been one of the best pitchers in baseball. Going against Mike Burrows, who's a career minor leaguer and not a good minor leaguer at that. I'll lay a half run on the 5-inning line to save the juice. Arizona, I'm laying a half run on the 5-inning line. We're going to take the Houston Astros. Hunter Brown really hurt my feelings last week, but I'm going to back him again. I'm going to lay a half run. JP Series is okay. He's just that okay. I'll lay a half run. The juice isn't high. I'll take my chances. The Astros are winning after 5 innings. I'm going to take the Twins under 4.5 runs in the 5-inning line. We're going to kind of double dip in this game. Joe Ryan against Taj Bradley. Joe Ryan's been absolutely incredible. 40 hits allowed in 62 innings. I'm sorry, 15 hits allowed. 15 hits allowed in the last 30 innings. He has a whip of 0.8 for the season.
Damn.
Don't love Tampa Bay's lineup. I think he's going to be elite. Taj Bradley's guy I really liked before the year. Has been okay, but good enough.
Weird.
And
He
I
got
think
beat
the
up
Twins lineup
early.
is,
He got beat up early.
Yeah,
Taj.
he did get beat up early, but I bet the Twins in the 5-inning line pick them, laying a tiny price. It was like $1.15, and I took under 4.5 runs in the 5-inning line. I say it's going to be 2-0, 2-1, whatever, or even if it's 2-2, we will still go 1-0, 1-0-1. But I like the Twins pick them in the 5-inning line, like under 4.5 runs.
Sounds like a
Those
plan.
are the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan, Brain. I like it. What do you got? What's on
Yep.
tap for you this week?
What's that?
What's on tap for you this week?
What's on tap for me this week? I don't even know. I know next week I think I go to Costa Rica. Have you guys ever been there?
I was there years
Nice.
ago, and years ago, and my little Anthony is there on a school trip right now.
Oh, is he having
He
fun?
is?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. In fact,
Man, I didn't go
I'm
to
a
school
nervous
trips like that.
wreck.
I went to the Philadelphia Zoo back. That was my school trip.
yeah,
Your school
dude,
trips are going to
same
Costa
way.
Rica.
Yeah, high school trip. They go to Costa Rica. It's unbelievable. Yeah,
Good for him.
I'm nervous. I was
Hope he has
nervous
fun.
for him. You know, first time he's been away from home.
Oh, wow.
You know,
How you handling that?
Tam and I are a mess.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
bet.
you know, text him 1,000 times.
Does he text you right back?
Yeah, last night he went to bed. He was tired, you know, because he flew in
Yeah.
and the whole 9. And so I was like nervous. I didn't hear from him, but we had the geolocation. He didn't move, so you
Nice.
know we knew it was the hotel.
And I had to ask you one question, Andy, because I was just curious if you knew this guy, because just a real quick thing, but because I read so many nice tributes about him, and my gut was, I always say, is this a guy I'd be friends with? That's always judged. I mean, not that I know, but I always just guess.
Who wouldn't be friends with
because
you?
you were 2
You're
guys
one
I
of the
knew I'd be
greatest
friends with.
people ever.
No, I'm saying Jim Irsay is a guy, just my gut was I'd be friends with him. He seemed like a nice, caring guy. Did you know him?
Yes. No, did I
you
know
like
him?
him?
No.
I'm just maybe
No. Did I know? I've heard about him, that he was a great guy.
he just
I
seemed
did
like a
not
guy that
know
always
him.
helped people.
I'll tell you a story. Spags loved him. Spags, after the Rams, when he had that bad experience with St. Louis, and he got let go, he went on an interview in Indianapolis. He thought it was for the DC job, and Jim was like, "No, man, we want you to be our head coach." And he turned it down. He was like, he's like, "Oh man, he had such a bad experience in St. Louis that he thought, let me just take a step back." But he said what an incredible guy he was. And I heard from several people, NFL people, what a great dude. He was a music guy. He was a fun guy, party guy. Yeah, I could totally see friendship there.
He just seemed like the kind of guy, like a real person like you. You know what I mean? Like a guy, you and VG, like you guys are both like real people. There's nothing fake. That's why I like people like that. He just seemed like a real guy that just, Yeah, well, that's what I try to be. Yeah, I try to be. Yeah, I am who I am, whether it's good or bad or whatever. But I am who I am, and he seemed that way. And I was just curious if you knew.
Yeah, I didn't know him that much.
a lot of
Just
people.
from hearing everybody else. Like I met him a couple times, but nothing.
Curious with Baldy, because Baldinger I know played for him, right?
Yeah,
Baldy,
you know what? Well, he's coming up later today. I'll ask him.
I'm just curious. That's just me being curious, being nosy.
Yeah, well,
my instincts just
I'll
seem like
ask
the
him.
guy was a good dude. I'm just curious if he liked him.
Yeah,
but
I heard nothing but great things about him.
Anyway.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Brain, we love you.
Well, appreciate you guys.
All good things about you. All right, give Versace
hopefully
our
so.
love.
I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be good.
All right,
Be
pal.
good, guys. Appreciate you both.
See you, man.
There he is, the great Brain. La Brain. Now, let's talk about some of our friends. We talk about little Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
These people.
Jimmy Steak's coming up, by the way.
These people are doing God's work at Ace Hardware Home Services. They're taking all the stress and pressure and guesswork out of home repairs for people like me. So if you got a leaky pipe, Ace Hardware Home Services, they're around the block with everything you need to fix it, including, and most importantly, they got the right people to do it, which is really hard to find. They got air conditioning issues. If you got air conditioning issues, get it right now before the heat comes. They got people for that. You got a faucet you said you fixed last fall. They got people for that too, because they're not just the helpful home for hardware folks these days. They're also the helpful home service and repair folks.
Dude, they did my air condition.
Oh, you probably
strong. The great people are the best.
in there.
The best. The best.
That's the hardest thing.
They have everybody. Like, because that's the thing. You're exactly right. Like, I don't know this spot, this thing, that. Ace takes care of everything.
And I know people who say they got people, and then I've used them. I was like, this person stinks. I like the Ace. The Ace Hardware people, home service people, take all the guesswork out. So from plumbing to heating and cooling, they got the trusted pros to keep your house running all year long at Ace Hardware Home Services. They're bringing the helpful home, the helpful you love from the store right now to your front door. So visit Ace Hardware Home Services online at www.acehardwarehomeservices.com to get started on your next home repair project.
Ace is the helpful place, is right.
Ooh, thank God.
I got another helpful place to go to. Cherry Hill Dodge Jeep Ram.
Nice.
My man Dante.
That's a strong name.
Yeah, Dante, he's a strong guy too.
Yeah.
He's a sportsman. Big time baseball guy too.
Cool.
South Philly guy. Dante, he's terrific. But listen, I tell you about the Folk Auto Group. You got to go to Cherry Hill Dodge Jeep Ram. I mean, when I tell you that if you're looking for a vehicle, Dante's got you hooked up. First of all, Charlie Folk has all the greatest people, and they work for him for years.
That's a good sign.
It is a good, like people that, I was in a meeting with Charlie. Bill's been with me 20 some years. Dante's been with me 15 years. Like, rattle them off.
You know they're solid people.
Right.
Man.
Great service people. I mean, that's what it's about. That's how you run a successful business. And people are happy.
Yes.
He wants to make people happy because he knows if people are happy, they're always going to come back. And that's the last thing you need is to figure out, like, where am I going to get a car? And
so stressful.
It is. It's very stressful. That's why I'm telling you, you got to go see Dante at Cherry Hill Jeep. Listen, Jeep, Ram truck, there's only one dealership in South Jersey. That's right. Since 1967, they've been the market leader. All right, you got all kinds of great savings all month long. Memorial Day savings, everybody, Memorial Day, it's past. Still got the savings. All right? Slide into a Jeep Grand Cherokee this month. Not only is the most awarded SUV ever, was also named MotorWeek's best midsize utility vehicle for the past 2 years in a row. That's right. Or pull away the most luxurious functional pickup truck on the market today, the 2025 Ram 1500.
Oh, man. Sounds impressive.
The most coveted award in the pickup truck industry, 2025 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Stop in today. Tell Dante PHLY sent you. You'll get an additional $1,000 in your trade-in. Listen, he's going to work with you. All right? $1,000 trade-in. You tell him Cuz sent you. I know, listen, I don't understand, but I know people buy Jeeps and Rams elsewhere. I just don't know why. Makes no sense. All right? Drive home your new Jeep or Ram truck today. Minutes from all bridges, available online 24/7. CherryHillJeep.com. All right, now joining us, great seam head. One of the best seam heads around.
Sure is.
That's it. And the big deal, brought to us by Cherry Hill Jeep, is, of course, the Fighting Phillies.
They
That
are a
is
big
the
deal.
big deal.
They are a big deal.
And that's why on this post-Memorial Day, I wanted Jimmy Steaks. Stankaroo. Look at that.
Oh, he's got some red on, not Dodger blue. Yeah,
He looks good.
Hey, looking handsome today.
Looks trim.
Yes, he does.
Looks
He looks like
good,
he's been
man.
working out. The sleeves.
Hold on a minute.
Tight on
Hold
those
on a
gums.
minute. I got to go change. I got to get my blue shirt.
Look at him.
Look at him. He's flexing the guns.
Look at it. Here you go, Jimmy. Nice, buddy. All right. What is the T-shirt? Connie Mack?
Connie Mack from Shibe Sports. Yeah.
I love it,
nice.
dude. It looks great on you.
Yeah.
Very cool. Good summer look. Good summer baseball look.
Looks great in red.
Let's talk about some fighting Phillies. What a trip, Jimmy.
What a trip. What a good trip they had. 6-1. I don't care who you play. That's a good trip. They did a lot of good things, a lot of things right. Obviously, the consistent characteristic of this team the last couple of years has been their starting pitching, and they're built on their starting pitching. It continues to deliver for them, but also the offense. I look back to a few weeks ago. Actually, it's more like a month ago now. It is a month ago. On April 25, after the games of April 25, they were 13-13, and since then they're like 21-7. So they've played great ball, and you look at the numbers since then. Offensively, they're in the top 3 or 4 in the league since then in every important offensive category, right there in pitching as well. So they have played really, really good ball. Regardless, I know they've beaten up on some bottom feeders, but that's what you have to do. And now they'll have the Braves coming in for a little bit more of a test, but they're coming home. The crowd should be electric. It should be a really fun series. Best team, best record in baseball, kind of same time next year type of thing. They had the best record in baseball at this time last year, and then they got into that second week of June, and they were really a 500 club after that. So it'd be nice if they could just maintain consistency throughout the season. But you have to like what you're seeing, right?
Yeah, I think the reason why they will be more consistent this year is because of that rotation. Again, when you're throwing, first of all, I love Luzardo, man. It was funny, interesting. Early, he was a little bit, off his game, and then he just dialed in. 10 strikeouts. I love Luzardo, dude. He is what a great pitcher,
and a great pickup. But yeah, he's always, he was among as a kid, an amateur and a minor leaguer, among the top prospects in baseball, and always had that electric arm. Struggled with injuries and staying healthy and getting healthy, much like Zach Wheeler.
Yeah,
as a young player, a young major leaguer, I should say. But you've seen Wheeler just put together a great stretch of health and effectiveness and really greatness. And Luzardo, 11 or 12 starts into his Phillies tenure has been healthy. He came in here wide-eyed and ears open, much like Wheeler. Wheeler came in and he was very curious to see what their analytics program could do for him, and it's really helped him a lot. I mean, he talked about that in his opening press conference. Luzardo comes in, immediately bonds with their pitching coaches. They make a tweak on his slider. Always had that good back foot slider. They kind of make a tweak on it into more of a, little lower arm slot, a little more of a sweeper. He's had great success with it. So I look at him as a guy who's just loving life being a Philly, contending team on a great rotation where everybody pushes each other. So he's been, I think on Baseball Reference, he's #1 in WAR among starting pitchers. So if you had a Cy Young vote today, and I know I kind of sometimes hate when we do this, who's your MVP after 2 months? It's about 6 months. It's not about 2 months. But if we were to do that, him and Wheeler would get a lot of votes.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I look at it and I go, how great games 1 and 2, you have Wheeler, Luzardo. I mean, and they complement each other so well. Oh, my God. Like, that's what I'm saying. They're set up so well for the playoffs.
Yeah, and they were They were last year. I mean, Wheeler, you couldn't ask for anything more than what he did in game 1, and they just didn't hit for him, and the bullpen gave it up, and that changed the whole complexion of that series. But yeah, they do have depth in starting pitching, and that may be something that can help them fill a hole in the bullpen when you can shorten up your rotation in October. But kind of way ahead of ourselves. I think we need to enjoy this thing 4 more months. They got a pretty good ball club, a lot of fun to watch. But
yeah, I know. I'm just looking. We were talking about you're the one brought up Cy Young.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know. It's what we do.
1 and 2.
It's what we do. We look ahead. I mean, when you have a team this good, a team that is this talented with this star power, with this payroll, with these expectations, and the failures of the last 2 Octobers, getting there 3 years in a row, getting to the World Series, and then having your October stays get shorter and shorter. It's almost like all that matters is October. And I'll admit that. It's like you almost want to hit the fast forward button to October and see what happens, because you expect them to be there. And because honestly, all that really is going to matter is October. They had 95 wins last year. They had that unbelievable first 2 months stretch. They had Zach Wheeler finishing second in the Cy Young. Maybe should have won it. Who knows? But all we remember about that season last year, with all the good that happened, is the painful end, because that's what it's all about. It's winning the championship.
Yeah,
so it's like with Saquon, right? It's like Saquon Barkley. Everybody was like up in arms. They couldn't get him the record, right? What was that record? Most yards ever or something? And they sat him out. They couldn't get him that record. Everybody forgot about it when they won the Super Bowl.
Yes.
It's all about winning a championship.
Yeah, you're right. It goes without saying. I mean, it's a shame because the best Phillies team that I ever saw was the 2011 team.
Me too.
That fell short and didn't get out of the first round inexplicably. But I hear you. I mean, it is all about that.
And that's a great example. I mean, that was an unbelievable season. Todd Zielecki and I wrote a book about that season. There was, so much to write about and talk about, and so many great fun stories and great details. But all that mattered was, all I can remember from that season, Anthony, is that funeral parlor clubhouse after Game 5, October 7th, 2011. You got Ryan Howard, limping out of there on crutches. You got, Roy Halladay with his head buried in his locker. I mean, it's just an awful, awful night to remember.
Dude, I could say it like it was yesterday, man. Go back to the Ibanez. The ball got knocked down. That was a 3-run homer. Usually early October, it's warm, but it was a little chilly, and it knocked the ball down.
There was so many little things. Utley hit one right to the wall. He backed up the center fielder to the wall late in the game. If he has good legs, at that point in his career, that might be gone. The Ibanez ball, I can still see that ball rising into right field. I mean, Victorino airmails the cutoff man in the first inning on Furcal. There was so many little things in that game that you go back and you think about.
Doc was after the first inning. Doc is boom, 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 boom.
He was amazing, and so was Carpenter that night.
I know, and the Phillies had shelled Carpenter early in the series.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Yeah, and don't you think that didn't fuel Carpenter? He was a competitor right out of the hell.
No, he was. That guy. No, you're right. You're right. All right, let's get back to this squad.
I mean, that series not protecting. I don't want. I'm dig up, but when they had a 4-0 lead in Game 2, right, with Cliff Lee. Was it?
That was Cliff Lee. Yeah,
I'd have to. Was it Game 2?
It was Game 2.
I'd have to go back and look.
No, you don't need to go. I know it was Game 2. That was still like, how could they blow this lead? It was a weekday afternoon game.
I love a good weekday.
Oh my God. All right, let's get back to this this team, this great team that we're watching. First of all, Phil's Braves tonight. How do you see Strider coming back off the injury? He had one. This will be his second start. Gave up 4-4 to Washington his first game back. What are you hearing about him?
Well, he's only had 2 starts, right, from Tommy John. I think it's hard to judge right now.
Yeah.
That's right. He did. He's had that 1 start from the hamstring. So he comes back, you're right, from the Tommy John. Then he has the hamstring. It's just, there's not enough 2025 workload to make a judgment. We all know about the talent. It's exceptional. But he's going to need probably a little time here to maybe get his legs, and you hope it doesn't happen Tuesday night at Citizens Bank Park, because it's such a small sample size. You can't really make a judgment. He's only made 2 starts, and like you said that.
Yeah, I didn't know if you heard anything. You always have your ear to the grindstone.
Well, yeah, it's just that everybody thinks he's going to be Spencer Strider, so try to get him before he hits his stride and gets healthy. Fastball hasn't been as electric as in the past, but again, to me, he's still in building mode. Coming back from the leg, the hamstring, and then in the previous Tommy John. It takes time, a little bit of time, but he's exceptional, and that's an interesting team. When you start off 0-7, and they actually did get back over 500. I think they were a game over 500 about 10 days ago, and now they've lost 4 out of 5. But they're always dangerous. They got Acuña back. He hits a home run on his first swing on Friday night. Amazing. Amazing. So be a good series. Always is with these two teams.
Hey, Jimmy, I've been kind of hard on JT in the chat. There's a lot of JT stuff going on. He's second in the league in the most double plays. He's hitting 135 off speed pitch. He's hitting 098 against lefties. Are you concerned about JT? Should they drop him down the lineup? What are your thoughts about him?
I think Rob Thompson has hinted that he could end up flip-flopping Bohm and Real Muto. They've been hitting Bohm down in the lineup quite a bit. And it seems to me like this month of May, Bohm's really gotten it together a little bit. You could see that change coming soon. I think Bohm has earned his way out of there. Yeah, JT, he's a streaky guy. He is hitting a lot of ground balls and with runners on base. But he's struggled in the past offensively. But when he gets streaky and gets going, he can be fun to watch. To me, he still makes a great contribution behind the plate. I was watching the final game in Sacramento the other day, and Ben Davis on the broadcast made a really good point about, they face 2 young teams with, kind of undisciplined hitters in Colorado and the A's. A little bit undisciplined, very aggressive, and JT did a really good job kind of feasting on that aggressiveness early in counts with his pitch calling and leading his starting staff. So I still think he makes a really great contribution even when he's not hitting. But and I also think he takes it to heart. This guy is a real team guy. When he's not producing, I think he presses a little bit, and that might be what we're seeing right now. So maybe a little move him down a little bit, ease some pressure. But he still, when he's not hitting, he still makes other contributions.
Do you think, just long-term thinking, there's not a lot out there free agent-wise. Do you think he comes back just because the Tai kid's still a few years away?
Yeah, the Tai kid is very promising, but I think he's a ways away. He's an A-ball. Do I think he comes back? I think it's all about what he gets there for an offer on the open market. At his age, I think he has to take, the best deal that he can. But it would be great to have him back, like on a 2-year deal, to kind of bridge toward Tait. But if somebody comes in and gives, 4-year deal, my guess is, I believe they're diligently at the moment trying to sign Schwarber, and I think there's a lot of mutual interest to extend that relationship, as I think there's a lot of mutual interest to extend the relationship with JT. Why wouldn't both players love it here? It's a great place to play, and they do love it here, and a winning ball club, and they've experienced winning, and they want to see it to the finish line. They'd like to stay. I think probably Schwarber is the focus and the priority, and I think maybe they'll get something done before the season ends. Maybe they won't, but I think JT will probably get out there on the open market and have some offers, and have an offer from the Phillies, maybe in that 2-year range, and decide where he wants to be. But he, I don't know what's going to happen.
Wait, hold on. He's got a look on his face.
The chat's put me up to this. Jimmy, when you think of Spencer Strider and the Phillies, is there one moment that stands out for you, or one thing about Strider that stands out for you?
The one thing that stands about Strider for me is his quads. He's got great quads.
Now, that is the weirdest answer all day.
No,
you
you say
Big quad,
Stri-
big muscle guy like him showing the guns off. He's
if you
appreciating
say
the quad.
Strider and the Phillies,
Reese Hoskins.
Yeah.
what do you mean? Yeah.
What do you think? I live under a rock?
said
I was at the
Stott.
game.
Well, Stott leads in the Reese.
No. You went off
He
on
went
the.
to the game.
You said the start at bat though.
The Stott
I
at
was
bat
at-
bleeds
the start
in.
at bat. The start at bat was amazing. 10 pitches, right?
14.
Oh, 14. Wow, it was even more amazing than 10.
Yeah, but that
It was
wasn't
an
first in
amazing
your
at
mind.
bat.
It
And
was,
so-
what was first in his mind was that day that you don't remember.
I remember
It's
the.
quads.
I remember
You
the
don't
Quads.
remember
moment.
the day. You don't remember it.
I do remember it because I remember writing about it.
You had him at 8 pitches, a 14 pitch at bat.
No, he had it. He had it.
What do you think? I watch one game a year like you?
Tell him, Jimmy. Tell him, States.
Jeez.
Tell him,
You
States.
know how many games I've seen in my life?
Tell this guy.
What you
I
grew
hear the
up-
national anthem in my sleep.
Amen. That's right.
He had no clue about it. He didn't know
He
what your
knew
guys
it
were.
because he's a sportsman.
I remember
True
that day. Like,
sportsman. That's right, Stakes. All right. What else am I going to ask you about? You threw.
you got Baldy up
It's all
there. He's
Futz
pretty
is-
eager
Futz
to
in the
get
chat
on.
put me up to that.
Yeah, Futz did?
Yeah.
That's great. All right. What do we got? What are you thinking this week?
Win series, cuz. Win series. I know that sounds boring, but that's what you got to do.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, listen, I'm with you. I'm completely with you. All right,
How's
buddy.
Massimo swinging it?
Good. You know, he's swinging good. He's swinging well. We were off this weekend. So
Yeah.
we have, we'll be back, be back at it this week.
All right.
You know, so we got, in fact, Charlie's going to come to one of the games.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You should come.
Yeah. Text me. Maybe I'll come over and give him some,
Yeah. Well, come on. Come over. Be fun. All right.
get under his skin a little bit.
Plus, you got the skip. The skip loves it.
We get Jimmy to review the ballpark food at the game too, maybe.
All right. That'd be fun. That would be good. Whatever tournament.
So one
is.
night, Charlie, they had trouble scoring runs for a couple of days, and Charlie messes with the lineup, and they score like 10, right? So I think we were in Seattle, and I said, Charlie, the lineup was pretty good tonight. You're going to stick with it tomorrow night? And he says, I don't know. I'll think about that when I get back to the motel. And I said, the motel? Charlie, you're a World Series winning manager. You stay at the Four Seasons. You don't stay at the motel. You ain't skippering the AA Twins team anymore.
I'll
He
let
goes,
you know I'll
motel,
get back to the motel.
motel, hotel. It's all the same to me.
Oh, that's fabulous. I love it. All right, brother. God love you. Thanks, pal.
All right, I'll be out there tonight. We'll chat.
That's great. Jimmy Stakes. No one better. Seam head that he is. All right. Let's take care of a little business. And then we got our man, Jacques Baldy. Jacques. Tell us a little bit about Shady Rays.
Man, I'd love to because it is Shady Rays season. Summer is here, and you got all these outdoor activities. And our friends over at Shady Rays are helping you get in the right frame of mind with their premium polarized shades that don't break your bank. Shady Rays, independent sunglass company with a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Their sunglasses, they have durable frames, crystal clear optics, and it makes them the perfect choice for all your outdoor activities. I was wearing them yesterday just sitting on the water on the Delaware, sipping some cocktails. Perfect for that glare off the water. And with so many colors available, you can find a perfect pair just for you, your favorite color, or get some to match your favorite team's colors. Check this out. If your shades ever go missing or they take an unexpected hit, you don't sweat it because they have the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Every pair is backed by their lost or broken replacement program. And if you don't love your sunglasses, you just exchange them for a new pair. We'll return them worry-free within 30 days, man. There's no risk when you shop Shady Rays. Their team's always got your back with personal and fast support that's out of this world. PHLY viewers and listeners, go to shadyrays.com and save 35% off polarized sunglasses with the code PHLY. Over 300,000 people have rated Shady Rays 5 stars, so use the code PHLY today at shadyrays.com.
Talking birds with Baldy coming up.
Yeah.
World traveler.
Yeah.
You know what? Here at PHLY, we've partnered with who? Philly Sports Trips, baby.
Nice.
That's right. That's Vince and the crew with Philly Sports Trip to host a fan giveaway sweepstakes. Ooh. Lucky listener and their friend are going to go to Lambeau Field to see the Super Bowl champion Eagles versus the Green Bay Packers, who we can't stand.
Hate them.
All right?
Stick it to them when you go out
there. That's it. We need somebody. So, you know what? Do yourself a favor. Go to allphly.com/PST fan sweeps. Terms and conditions apply. Visit allphly.com/PST fan sweeps to enter this great contest. You can win a trip to Lambeau Field. You and a buddy.
Yeah.
Check out Philly Sports Trips for the ultimate fan experience. Hassle-free travel package to watch all of the Eagles road games.
That's a pretty sweet package.
Tush push all the way there.
That's right. Whether it's football, baseball, beyond, travel like a champ with the crew that bleeds 4 for 4. Learn more at phillysportstrips.com. It's all I've done it. It's the greatest. It's a great trip.
Yeah, it seems like a blast.
Oh, they do it. They do it up perfect. But
they run just great parties down at Eagles tailgates or home games, so I can't imagine on the road with them. It's got to be ridiculous.
And in fact, Baldy did a big trip to Brazil with Philly Sports Trips last year. So he's quite aware. Well, let's get to him because I was dying to find out about swimming with sharks. Jacques Baldy.
Baldy, Baldy. Oh, let's talk some football. Baldy, Baldy. Oh, he likes pizza and football. Oh, Baldy.
There he is, Jacques. What's up?
Morning, cuz. Morning. Morning. How was the holiday weekend? Everything good up there?
Who cares about out here? I want to know what it was like down there in the water. Shark in the water. Baldy in the water.
I got to be honest, man. I didn't have 1 second of fear. Not even a like a little trepidation. I just felt like they were, I don't know, maybe it was the girl that was kind of leading us. It was just me and this girl that was kind of like the shark expert and 2 other people that they got sick. They went in the boat. It was just me and the girl. I mean, we were out there probably 3 miles off the coast of Jupiter, Florida. Pretty deep water, crystal clear blue water, but deep, 250 feet deep. And we chum the waters and the sharks come from the depth and they start rising towards the food and the chum. And they kind of circle and come at you and swim away. And I don't know, bull sharks are normally like a little aggressive, but I didn't feel that. I had some reef sharks. It was fun, man. I didn't want to get out of the water, to be honest with you.
So take us from the beginning, right? So it's you and another couple and the shark expert?
Me and Josette, another couple, a captain who runs the boat, and this girl, who basically takes these shark tours every day. So I was picking her brain, like I got my GoPro, is that going to bother him? Well, the sonar, just keep it close to your body. The sonar can kind of, from your camera, can kind of affect them sometimes. Just keep it close, you'll be fine. I said, what if they come at us? I go, well, she just said, look, just push them away by the nose, they'll go away. I mean, honestly, what she said was right. I had one that came right at me, but not aggressively, just came at me, just kind of pushed it away, wasn't trying to pet it or kiss it or have fun with it or anything, just kind of like nudged it.
Just nudged it away like a block, like not even a block, right? It just
no, not even a block. Not like, it was just kind of, so there was 2 bull sharks and there was 1 reef shark. We only had 3 or 4 sharks the whole, like I was in the water for over an hour. Only 3 or 4 sharks, but they were like beautiful, just beautiful. Like they were really good looking sharks. They hadn't been cut up by too many hooks and hadn't been cut by knives. I mean, not too scarred up. Like really, one was probably 9 foot, the other one was probably 8. You know, like really nothing really too outrageous, man.
9 foot, 8 foot bull shark.
He just says it so matter of factly now.
But
Hey, you know, 8 foot, 9 foot,
it's
just hanging
interesting
out.
because you had no fear. Like you
None.
just. What happened to the other people?
Like, as
They
soon as
just
I
weren't-
saw them, like
they
I
didn't
saw
wanna
them
go?
coming up. There's 2 that came up, you know, from the depth. I saw them coming up. I was in the water. I asked the girl if I could swim down to them. She said, "Don't let them get comfortable with you first. Like we'll let you dive." You know, we got some video coming that this girl took. It'd probably show up this week. That should be pretty good. But she goes, just kind of float on the top. You know, let them come around you. Let them get comfortable. You know, like don't give them any reason to be nervous or anything. Like they've got good vision. They're looking at you, but they're not interested in you. And so honestly, I just took her advice, and everything she said was true. But like from the moment I saw, and even when they were circling and going behind me, I still didn't feel like I was threatened at all.
You didn't feel like prey.
No, I didn't feel like I was chum. And so honestly, I kind of wanted to go back out yesterday, but you know, I got talked out of it and going to some barbecue instead. But I kind of want to go back out there when there's, you know, 8 or 10 sharks out there. You know, because it was a holiday weekend, there were a lot of boats out there. So I'm sure the sharks were kind of like a little nervous by that many boats. You know, a lot of fishermen out there and whatnot. But you know, I'm gonna go back out there and see if it's any different if there's 8 or 10. You know, maybe a hammerhead. You know, maybe a lemon shark. You know, a black tip or something. Maybe if they start coming around, it might. Because I really wanted to kind of have that fear and see if I could just overcome it, but I never got it.
What did she tell you about sharks, right? Like, so why they attack humans? And like, it was weird because she's like, let them get used to you. And it felt like they looked at you like you were a sea lion and they were like, we like them. Like the sharks liked you, Baldy.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not saying, you know, it was probably 10 shark attacks in the whole world last year. You know, there's more accidents with elevators, you know, crashing than there are shark attacks. I mean, I'm not diminishing shark attacks. They happen. I don't want to, you know, it does happen. But generally, you know, you're in their territory. You're stirring things up. You're splashing. You know, it could be, you know, a surfer out there, and you know your feet are kicking off your board or whatever. Something is attracting them, maybe, and maybe they're curious, and so maybe they take a run at you. But honestly, like I was ready to hold the chum and let the shark come attack me and give it to him because they didn't always take the bait. I didn't do it, but I wouldn't have any fear doing it. But the teeth are kind of gnarly looking, you know, on these bull sharks.
Wow, so you saw the teeth up close.
Yeah.
We got some video that you sent me. All right, let's play it on the show. This is unbelievable.
Okay, let's see what one this is. Now he's coming, you know, he's coming right at me. Like he sees me.
Look at that.
Look, so I'm making eye contact with him, and then he just swims away, like right underneath me.
Get out of here, man.
Look at
That's
that.
insane.
Baldy! That's unbelievable.
Well, you gotta admit,
The sharks love him.
There's more of them. Get out of here.
The sharks love Baldy.
Yeah. No, like, you know.
They fear Baldy.
Like, I don't have any fear right there. Like, but I'm making eye contact with it. And I'm kind of letting them know, like.
He's like, what's up, Holmes?
You're not interested in me.
Baldy giving him a nod, buddy. Go, move on.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Look at that thing, cuz.
But I mean, you got to admit, that's a beautiful shark.
Beautiful.
That's
it's
a beautiful
beauty.
fish.
What is that, Baldy? Is that a bull shark?
Yeah.
That's a bull shark, that one?
That's a bull shark, yeah. Yeah, like, you know.
Some people say they're the most aggressive sharks.
Huh?
Some people say they're the most aggressive sharks, the bull sharks.
I know, man. I thought that
Baldy.
too.
Nah, dude, they didn't even think twice about attacking Baldy.
No, they sense another predator.
Yes, exactly.
We're the same.
Yeah, it's like
You got to respect.
killer whale, Baldy, and sharks.
But so I'm talking to this girl, Jordan. She's been doing this for 8 years. All right. Going out 3 times a day. She did it in Hawaii for 4 years. She does it off the coast of Florida. Now she's out there chumming the water. She's got a camera, she's filming. I seen a shark literally come right up. I'll send you a picture. Come right up to her, like one of these. I mean, it's a big ass bull shark. And she's got bait in her hand, comes right up to her, and like she just pushed it away like it was nothing. So I took a photo of it. Like it's pretty good. Pretty good. I'll send it to you right now.
They just nudge you.
But,
so you just kind of nudge them away, like steer them away from
Yeah, just steer them.
Yeah,
So-
but what stops them from just going nuts and taking a bite?
Huh?
What stops them from just going nuts and taking a
So,
crazy bite?
so I was asking the girl, like, you've been doing this for how long? Like, you ever have any incidents? Because, like some people are just dumb. They don't listen, they don't pay attention, they swim off, what? So she says, like, honestly, she does this 3 times a day, like almost like 5-6 days a week, as long as the water's good and clear and pretty calm. Because the Jupiter Inlet's like the 3rd worst inlet in the United States. Like there's so many boating accidents in this inlet. So if there's bad weather, they don't go. But I just sent you this picture of this bull
I'm
shark.
sending it to Andrew right now. He's going to put it up.
All right, put it up. So I took that photo myself right there. But, she said that they're just, Jaws gave it a bad name. Some people do some stupid things. Some people, are chumming waters that they shouldn't be doing with these great white sharks. And so you see like some of these incidents, but she said she's never had, like 4 years off the coast of Jupiter, she's never had an incident. So that gave me a lot of confidence, like just a lot of confidence.
Look, here it is. You got it? Yeah, he's going to put it
They
up.
got bull sharks.
This picture's unbelievable.
119 note attacks, 26 fatalities with these bull sharks. You're crazy, Baldy.
No, they listen, they sense him. They would eat you for dinner.
Oh, yeah.
You would be done. They look at you and they go, oh, I'm going to get a contact high.
Yeah.
You would be like
I'm a gummy.
You'd be a gummy to them.
Yeah.
They look at Baldy and go, it's another creature. There's no way to
Yeah,
work.
but like I've been in the water with aggressive fish before,
Look
and
at this.
so
Look at
yeah,
it.
like they're the size of that
Look
bull
at
shark.
that.
What?
Look at that. That's a great picture,
Yeah.
dude.
Dude, she's just getting
Yeah, it's good
circled
photo.
by sharks.
So that's Jordan. She was my shark guide right there.
That's
And even
awesome.
like my girlfriend Josette was on the boat. I was trying to get her to come in. She wasn't coming in.
Smart.
She said she saw the shark circling. She said she didn't like. She's always nervous when I'm in the water, but she wasn't. She said she actually didn't get it nervous at all while I was out there.
Look at that picture. What a great shot. That's an awesome
Yeah.
picture. Wow, look at that, dude. That's incredible.
But like there's, I don't know, like maybe you can look it up. There's well over 500 species of sharks. Might be 5,000. There's a lot of different types of sharks. I've probably seen, I don't know, in my day, I've probably seen maybe 12 or 15 different types of sharks. I've never felt threatened, but these sharks were honestly, they just never gave off an aggressive vibe.
I don't know. I mean, it's another living, being, and it looked like they just looked at you and went, "All right, he's all right." Like,
Yeah. They weren't interested. Honestly, they weren't.
Yeah.
We had chum. We had a whole big basket of chum that we were like releasing out there. They were swimming around that. But even with the basket of chum, they weren't like going nuts about it. It's like maybe they were hungry, maybe they weren't hungry. It certainly attracted them to the surface. I talked to another boat when we came in, and they said they had a lot of sharks. But he said the same thing. They said they had like 6 different sharks at where they were. We kind of came into the same. So I was talking to them, and they felt the same as I did. They thought it was just a really cool thing. Now I've read posts where people got nervous and they swam out too far. They started doing stupid things, and the bulls were circling, and they will. Like I've gotten nervous from a bull shark before, and I got out of the water. So it's not like I'm immune, but that's just because the water wasn't it didn't have good clarity. You could tell like the water here is 100 feet visibility. Like the visibility was great. If it was cloudy in that water, like I might have had a different experience, but the water was so crystal clear. Like it helped. Like you could see them when they were coming up from the depth. You could see them coming. You could see them coming at you. You know, like, I don't know, you had good visibility the whole time.
So Baldy's one of the few men on earth who have swam with sharks and run with bulls.
True.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Running with bulls is a lot more dangerous, I got to admit.
Yeah, did you
Running
get
with the bulls
were
in
you
Pamplona.
nervous? That seemed to be scary because those things trample you.
Yeah. Well, they'll trap. What happens is they run in Pamplona on July 7th for 7 days at 7 in the morning, 7. So they run every day at 7 in the morning. You start lining up after being out all night, like at 5, you start lining up, and then they release 6 bulls at a time into the crowd, and they start running, and they end up in a bull ring. So when they get in the bull ring, they corral the bulls. So what happens is the bull ring is full. All right, it's a 50,000 seat bull ring, maybe 40 in Pamplona. And so the crowd, if you get in the bull ring before the bulls get there, they boo you because they know you didn't run with the bulls. Wow. You got there before the bulls, so they boo you.
Wow.
So I want to make sure like I got there in the bull ring after the bulls got there. So then you get in the bull ring and they release the bulls one at a time into the crowd of people. And it gets crazy. Like, you know, some of these people are out drinking, they're smacking the bull in the ass and the bull's attacking them. You know, they don't have any need to like really. So, you know, one of the nights I drank tequila all night long, you know, and so I didn't really remember too much, except that evidently, because I have evidence, evidently there was a bull that was coming at me as I was coming in the ring. And I literally took the bull by the horns and pushed it aside. The only reason why I know it is because on the front page of the Pamplona newspaper was me in my vest. And they have like a series of pictures of the bull coming at me and me pushing the bull away. And I only know it because I saw the paper the next day and I bought 100 copies just because it was before the cameras and stuff. So I still have a copy of me like grabbing the bull by the horns and pushing it off me.
Grabbing it like Reggie White.
Yes, like, just the way you did it. You're like shedding the block.
Get the hands off.
I shedding the block.
Like you were shedding it.
I did a good job of shedding the block right there, coming at me.
That's
So,
fantastic.
yeah, it gets bloody in the ring. The bulls, as they are turning the corner, will lose their footing and slide up against one of the walls that's constructed. And if you're between the wall and the bull, you're getting crushed.
Hey, Baldy, there's people in the chat are saying they find snakes almost as scary or scarier than sharks. Would you ever consider snake handling like a cobra or anything like that?
I've seen that, man. Like the funniest thing I've ever seen is they have this rattlesnake roundup in Sweetwater, Texas every year. Okay, you can look it up, Sweetwater, Texas. And the people that they do all kinds of crazy things. They get like into a sleeping bag and they see how many rattlers they can put in the sleeping bag with them while they get out, as they get out from. So they have like these techniques and stuff. But the funny thing is that all these people that are conducting this rattlesnake roundup, they all have missing fingers, every one of them. They've all been bitten off. And so like, you know, you might have like 2 missing fingers right here, and they're doing it with 3 fingers. Like that, like they've all been bit, you know, and then, you know, the venom is traveling. So they cut the finger off so the venom doesn't get inside, you know, whatever. But yeah, I've seen it, but I have a pretty deep fear of snakes.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the king cobra is the deadliest snake in the world, right? So the king cobra can strike the distance that it is long. So if the king cobra is 7 feet long and it's curled up, it has a striking distance of 7 feet or more.
It like dives at you, right? It like lunges at you.
It comes right out of its, you know, curled up thing and it can strike you. And it, you know, it's a deadly snake. I mean, I'm not interested in being around the king cobra.
No, I feel you. Like, now it was funny. You know who that Kevin Cobb killed a rattlesnake. He was walking with his girl And he's like, yeah. And he was from Texas, and he had the ranch. And he's like, dude, like there's a million snakes, rattlers and everything. He's like, I killed it. Like it was nothing.
Shoot it or have a pitch for it?
No, he had like a knife.
I killed a rattler. I killed a rattler one time with a hoe.
You
know,
did?
like a garden hoe? A garden hoe. Yeah, I did it in my sister's backyard.
Really?
So I thought it was a cool thing. Like I killed the rattler. You know, I cut it with the hoe, so it cut its head off. So I figured, but you know, if you cut the head of the snake still moves. It's still the nerves still innervate the snake. But I wanted the skin. I wanted to make like a, you know, Davy Crockett like headband. You know, so I skinned the snake.
Crockett headband.
That's awesome.
So I skinned the snake and I put the snake in my sister's refrigerator, which was a mistake. Like I wasn't trying to freak her out. But when my sister opened the refrigerator and the snake was moving, that was skinned and beheaded, she lost it. She
Wait a
lost
second.
it.
Wait, time out. You skinned the snake?
I cut the head off first. Then I skinned the snake.
How did you skin it? You knew you skinned it, and then
I took the skin off.
The fillet knife?
Now it's just meat. Now it's just muscle and meat,
Right.
right? But it's still moving. Like the snake is still moving, even without the head and without the skin.
After you skinned it?
What?
Why did you keep it after you skinned it?
I don't know. Like I thought, people eat snake. I
would eat it?
I might eat it. You
It's
know,
kinda
get hungry,
weird.
late night snack. Got a rattler in the fridge.
Protein. It's a
Already
protein.
skinned, ready to go. Stick it on a
That's a good
rotisserie.
question, because I don't have a great answer of why I kept it and put it in the refrigerator. I don't. I just put it on a plate and put it in the
Oh,
refrigerator.
it wasn't in a bag. It's just on a plate, sitting on the shelf in the
Oh my
refrigerator.
God! Your poor sister. Where was your sister living at the time?
Well, she was
Oh my God!
Living in
in this
Manhattan.
big canyon. So this canyon was full of like wild animals, right? They had, fox back there and eagles. It was just like the yard, like she had these dogs, these German Shepherds, but the yard went to the cliff and then it just went into this canyon and it went all the way down to like Pacific Coast Highway or something. But it was like a wild canyon. You'd see these falcons and you'd see like these condors and these eagles flying, and they're just scavengers looking for whether it was down to fox, snakes, whatever. Like so it was wild. It was like a wild area in the backyard of her house. So
That's
you get these
awesome.
kind of things that would happen.
That's wild. That's incredible. Did you ever go on safari?
Oh yeah. Oh, you got to go on a safari. South Africa. Yeah, South Africa. Like they call it the Big Five. Can you see the rhinoceros?
Lion.
Can you see the buffalo, the lion? I want to say hippo, and maybe giraffe. There's five, the Big Five.
Yeah.
Can you see those five? Yeah,
The hippo apparently is the nastiest one.
That's what they say.
The what is?
The hippo.
The hippos are nasty, man.
Yeah.
Like you see their eyes sticking out of the water, like an alligator, and like they can swim and move out of the water. Like, but there's nothing like lions attacking a herd of buffalo, in a watering hole. And it's like the old joke, you only have to be as faster than the slowest buffalo. They're gonna get the buffalo. And they just creep. And then when they make that move, that move is just, like you never forget seeing that. And then you never forget
They're like off
the
they
sound
come off
of-
the edge and like leap.
you never forget the sound of lions feeding at night. They feed at night because they just sleep in the daytime. But you never forget the sound of lions eating.
Wow. What's it sound like?
I mean, the roar, like you're not sleeping through that. Like that sound travels at night. Like it's just these lions just roaring.
Oh, all right.
Like the sound, literally the king of the jungle, just going off. But like the wild dingoes, the cheetahs, like putting their zebras in the tree, like just the stuff that you see, out in the wild. That's good. The safaris are cool. I like them.
That is cool. By the way, it's overtime. This is unbelievable. Wild Kingdom with Baldy.
Yeah.
You gotta listen. You got to have a show in the animal kingdom. You really need a show in the animal kingdom, the Animal Planet Network.
I tell you, one of the wild things though is, monkeys can't swim, but monkeys got to travel, right? So they got to cross riverbeds and stuff. And so what monkeys do is monkeys link themselves up, all right? And then they start swinging, and the last monkey releases itself when they get across the river or across the water. So to avoid the water, to get to wherever they got to get to. But to see like the monkey link swinging, that was pretty cool.
Where'd you see that?
Yes,
that was in Africa too?
Kruger National Park in South Africa.
Wow.
Highly recommend it.
What kind of monkeys are they? The capuchins? What kind were they?
I don't know. There's a lot of different types of monkeys, Gus. I don't know. Like, just stay away from the baboons, man. They will like destroy your car. Like they are like, you just don't feed them. Let them figure things out. Yeah, they're all over South Africa.
That's unbelievable. What a. All right, I guess we got to talk a little football, but I got a couple things for you real quick. One, we have a request from the brain. He wants to know if you knew Jim Irsay. Jim Irsay passed.
Of course.
And, we figured you did. You played for the Colts.
Yeah.
And I heard he was a cool guy. What was...
he was a charitable guy.
Yeah.
I tell you this, one thing about Jimmy, I met him, we were the same age, okay? He played at SMU. I played at Duke. He came to Indianapolis. Dad owned the team, and so when his dad owned the team in Baltimore, they moved to Indy, Jim came with the team. And so he was literally, his dad was the owner. He was literally a 27-year-old general manager. Like he brought Ron Meyer to Indianapolis. He made the trade for Eric Dickerson. When I got there, Eric Dickerson won the rushing title my first year there. But, he was an all offensive lineman. Like he lifted weights every day in the weight room. So he was big back then. He used to lift with our head weightlifting coach, Tom Zupancic. So that's the first time I met him. But he was, the thing about him is he was unbelievably loyal. Like Rick Venturi was our defense coordinator while I was there. He still does the radio for the Colts. I still see Rick every time I see a do a Colts game. Pete Ward is still the COO of the organization. Like Pete was there when I was there. The people like Dave Hammer still runs like where you go to get your ankles taped and all that kind of stuff, the treatment room.
Yeah.
People running the equipment room are still there. Like 35 years later, they're still employed by the Colts. The guy is unbelievably loyal. And then unbelievably, like anybody that's ever played there, like you never thought you were less than a first-class organization. Like how they treated you, how you traveled,
That's
equipment, facilities. Like he made sure that it was a first-class place. Like yesterday, this weekend was the Indy 500. When I was there, it was a race car town. It was like the month of May was all about the Indy 500. They had time trials every day at Indy. So you'd go out to the time trials and just watch these guys race. But, Cale Yarborough, AJ Foyt, all the racers used to come to the facility to get treatment because their bodies were all bad. They were worse than football players. Bad ankles, bad knees, whatever. They came to get treatment. So we met all the race car drivers. But when we were there, it was a college basketball. It was Bobby Knight at IU. There was Purdue basketball. It was race car month. And then when they drafted Peyton Manning, and it became a football town. But it wasn't a football town. It wasn't even an Indiana Pacer town. To be honest with you, when I first went there, the Pacers were there, but Jimmy helped put all that stuff on the map.
Did you train at Terre Haute?
No, that was after me. We went to Anderson College, Anderson, Indiana, like near Fort Wayne. That's what we did. But yeah, that Terre Haute is when Bill Poley was there and Dungy, like they were there. I remember one day I was there in Terre Haute, and we had this thing back when the NFL Network had real money. We sent a television truck and 4 cameras to film practice. And Peyton was the quarterback. So they sent me as the analyst. So I'm talking, literally, I'm between Tony Dungy and Bill Polian watching practice. And we got cameras set up in all corners of this area that we were allowed to film in. And so it was a no huddle offense where it was a direct snap to the back drill that was going on. And we're into the drill like 10 minutes. Bill Poley doesn't say anything. Tony Dudgeon doesn't say anything. But Peyton Manning turns around and says to me, not to his coach and not to his general manager. He turns around and says, yo, Baldy, are you guys filming this? I'm like, yeah, I think so, Peyton. He goes, you can't film this. Nobody's allowed. Like, that was like, he got so pissed off. Like, we were filming this drill. And we easily shut it down and said we wouldn't use it. But the coach and general manager didn't even pick up that this is something that we should.
Peyton did. That's awesome.
Peyton, though, Peyton had the, like the wherewithal.
Dude, he still amazes me. I go to Terre Haute after his rookie year, right? And now I spent like a week and a half with him at Tennessee. But again, it was like a week. He'd been with a million reporters, right? I'm standing there, training camp. Sure enough, he walks over. Anthony, how you doing? I was like, wow, this guy, dude, really? He's the greatest, man. He just, right, immediate, the whole thing. That was fun time, Thanks for that story. Reddit. Like, he was unbelievable, man. He knew everything. Knew everybody. Knew everything, I mean, this goes back to when he was coming out of college.
Very, very aware guy, man. Very aware.
Yeah, tremendous. All right, last thing. So this is interesting. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell questions integrity of the current salary cap system. The recent success of the Eagles, a team that spent $115 million in cash, more than the Las Vegas Raiders in 2024, is set to be his top 7 cash spender in the NFL again. And almost certainly is an issue for some ownership groups. The Eagles' mantra has been extend players early on their rookie contracts, sometimes immediately after their third year in the league is over, and to consistently convert their salaries into signing bonus to spread the cap payments over several years, by which point cap dollars will be more diluted. And Raj questions this practice.
All right. So, like, I'm not disputing the report.
Right.
But the chances are, cuz, that this isn't from the commissioner. This is from a team complaining to the commissioner and putting it on his desk. And then, so it's just like the Tush Push. Did Green Bay were they really that malevolent about the Tush Push? Or is this something that the commissioner puts out there and says, like, let's can this, let's make it your fight? Like, I don't really believe the commissioner sits around and goes, the Eagles, like they manipulate the cap better than anybody. I believe other teams come up with these ideas and put it on his desk, and then it comes out through his mouthpiece. You follow?
I think you're right about that. I do. I think you're dead right about that. Because it's such a huge advantage for the Eagles to be cash positive, to be able to have cash in hand.
Well, not just that.
To do that. The Raiders don't have any cash.
But but not just that. Like, they had a whole bunch of free agents this year. They let some guys walk, Darius Slay, they cut, whatever. But, like, are they ever in cap hell? Ever? Like, the Cowboys have been in cap hell. And I go, who the hell are they paying? They're not even paying their best player. So I look.
I mean, that's the greatness of Jeffrey Lurie as an owner.
No doubt. No question. But, it's like these teams that every year at the beginning of free agency, they give us the dollars that teams have to spend, So, this year, New England had a lot of dollars to spend. Jacksonville had a lot to spend. Okay, fine. The Eagles, I just remember one year, remember the year that they, who was the wide receiver they won a Super Bowl with? They signed from Chicago.
Oh.
AJ.
No.
Not AJ Brown.
Yeah.
The kid from South Carolina.
Yeah.
They won a Super Bowl with him.
Yeah. 2017. In fact, he predicted they were going to win the Super Bowl.
What was the guy's
Alshon
name?
Jeffrey.
Alshon Jeffrey. I'm sorry. Yeah. So Alshon, they signed Alshon that year, and they had negative money to spend. I'll never forget. They had no money, and they signed Alshon Jeffrey, and he helped them win a Super Bowl. You know, then they signed LeGarrette Blount off the street, and all these guys that really contributed. You know, like I don't know how they did it, but I look at these teams that are in salary cap hell, and they're bad teams. They're bad teams, and I go, how did they get here? Like, aren't they studying what the Eagles are doing?
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, that's a big piece of it, having the cash and converting the cash because you're able to then spread out the cap payments because you've already.
Well, I mean, ultimately, the analogy is they're just kicking the can down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it never seems like the receipt is ever coming due.
No.
Like you can keep banking that the cap keeps going up. Like, the salary cap started my second to last year in the league. Like the salary cap in 1993 was the first year of the cap was $33 million. What is it right now? Is it, I don't even know, 200 million?
Yeah,
like it just keeps going up.
Yeah, it's stunning.
And their banking is going to go up huge because with the new TV after this deal, all the
that's
streaming
the whole
services.
Point of the Eagles. So it was like they sign you, they're good until like 29 with some of these bonuses. So you keep pushing it, the money's cheap down the line.
Yeah. They've been saying the Eagles are going to have to kick the can. The bill's going to come due for like a decade at this point.
Again, this is the year they and only because I think that they were going to go easy with the cash.
Mm-hmm.
It's fascinating how they do it. It really is. But nobody's more fascinating than you, brother. You are the ultimate Hemingway reborn.
I don't know what's more interesting, to swim with sharks or there's a landline on the wall behind you. I haven't seen one of those in forever.
Yeah, I'm in the airport hotel here, so yeah, I can't do much about that landline right there.
You're the greatest, cuz.
Hi, cuz.
You're the best.
I'm heading to OTAs all week. I'm going to Eagles, Jets, and Giants OTAs this week. Miami and Jacksonville next week. So I'm gonna go see some football here.
Great. We'll be over. Pick a day. Tell me what day is best.
Okay. Yeah. I'll be around all week, cuz.
Cool.
See you, bud.
See you, brother. Here he is, Baldy. Legendary stuff.
He's wild, man.
Legendary stuff. Those sharks. He's in the water, and sharks are in the water.
Just hanging out.
Like
people are saying, there's only like 50 shark attacks a year. It's like, yeah, but you're not actively going and looking for sharks and throwing some in the water. That's crazy.
Like Baldy said it. His guide does it every day. So, I get it, but still. You got to be.
I'm not doing that.
I mean, that's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so out on that.
Yeah.
I would love to try it.
I'd be in those chainmail suits.
Yeah. Put me in the cage, maybe.
You in the cage?
I'll do the cage.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's fascinating. You ever do the dolphins? Swim with the dolphins?
No.
They're awesome. One gave me a kiss.
Really?
Yeah.
Like,
comes out of the water and gives you a kiss. Or,
yeah.
I was like, wow.
Where we go to Hawaii every other year for a pagan work conference. They swim with the manta rays at night.
Yeah.
They all come out at night.
That's got to be cool. That's got to be a cool thing. All right. Well, guess what? That'll do it for us. Great having you back, Frage.
Happy to be back.
It's fantastic. Joey! You all right? All right.
Hey,
my boy.
It's 100 days till the Eagles kick off today. So the countdown starts.
Oh, you made my day.
Yeah, I'm trying. Leave you on a high note.
100 days of football.
100 days
today.
until the Eagles kick off.
I used to always do this on radio. I would do the 100 days of football.
Well, now we do 360 days of football.
Well, yeah, but like the countdown. Yeah. 99. Get it ready for tomorrow, Frage.
There we go. We got the countdown
99.
going.
I want to count that every day.
There we go.
All right. Love
Gotcha.
it. Thank you, VG.
Someone's noticing. Who is this? Paul in the chat.
Yeah, you just
Did
read that
anyone
comment?
mention Cuz has a Starbucks sleeve on a Dunkin' Donuts coffee? How'd that happen?
Just noticed it as well.
How'd that happen?
The car. Because it was in the car. I didn't realize it.
Nah, it's good eyes by Paul.
That's Paulie. That's genius by you. Yeah, I don't know why. It was just in the car, and I grabbed it out of the car. There's always sleeves in the car.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Great eyes. That's good stuff. There's Matt. Matt, talk it. All right, that's going to do it for us, everybody. Have a great day. We love you, man. Thanks for always hanging. And do us a favor. We always tell you, well, we don't always tell you, but we got to start telling you.
I hit him in the chat for it. Asked him.
Like?
Yeah. So
you got to like. You got to like and you got to subscribe.
You can help other Philly sports fans see us and find us. With the more likes we get, YouTube, you know, the whole algorithm, it's all weird stuff.
Yeah,
but
like it, just like it, please, and then subscribe. That's what you got to do.
Yeah,
it takes 3 seconds. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Be careful, and we'll see you tomorrow. Go Fightins.
Go Phils.
We all silly like the mayor.